I told you, man, we could have just stayed in Calasari, and it would have been like a big Harvest Moon deal. We just would have like had our little
It's
fun.
Wednesday, my dudes!
Finally!
Welcome to episode 6 of Perspective Check. Sorry for late start. I was having some technical issues. 6. This is 6, yeah. But yeah, we're here for probably the end of the campaign, right?
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. We were all just talking about how we could have just had a farm and all just hung out and raised animals and
could have built out a whole system about the farm economy and
met all of the cute single women that are in town and married them.
If we
Married
survive,
all of
we're
them.
just gonna get a bar and start a nice little
We
business.
should buy a bar.
Yeah.
Only
Had a horse
But-
that we raced at the local
Focus on
race that
maximizing
happened
Instead, we're here, ready for the episode. Does anyone have anything they want to say or whatever? Or are we just ready to start? Any announcements?
I'm so excited for Friday.
Oh,
I can't wait for
yeah.
the
We're going to see Critical Role live. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But everybody's ready.
Yeah, they're gonna stream the entire trip.
Nope.
Not true.
I do have a
Not-
limited data now. We could.
Not true. We're not doing it. But guys, on the last exciting episode, Dungeons and Dragon Ball Z, Nocturnum, our group of adventurers, got to the third junction with June Law, some mysteriously powered star child, bringing her to this third arcane junction, a place of extreme magical power. She touched a large tree that had grown in the center of this location. Upon touching it, she burst into dust and starlight, and Sindal discovered a ruin between the roots of the tree. The group climbed down into the ruins, and upon doing a little bit of investigation, managed to solve a puzzle to let themselves in, where they did battle with flaming skulls and skeletons, and they discovered a ghost. Human female ghost by the name of Yesmis. They told the group that this ruin was once the prison of the Frozen Emperor, some powerful being from a bygone age who was locked and imprisoned here. Angering her, she screamed and darted off. We continued to explore, where they eventually found a withered, still moving elf who had long since lost any recognition of intelligence, looked almost ghoulish in nature, but was chained to a bed. It appeared that this was the night captain of this prison, the one who had been in charge at one point or another. In a library, the group found what I have lovingly named the Dimensional Butler. Was tidying a room, and Korak touching something that had been straightened. The creature grew very angry and attempted to dimension door everyone to different places. Kalen, the Alciad centaur-like being that is with them, was teleported, and the group went and found her, where she was trapped inside an Iron Maiden that was had magical straps inside that the Iron Maiden would open, grab someone, and pull them inside. Sindal was pulled in as well. The group managed to free the two of them, and before them in the hallway there was a set of double doors, where a voice called out to them and invited and beckoned to them to come forward. The doors opened. The group walked into the chamber, where they saw 4 columns with bodies chained, hands above head, fingers removed on the hands, as well as blindfolded and gagged. At the far end of the room sat a stone chair surrounded by a cage. where there was a body in tattered black robes, a skeleton, with chains tied to the bars, wrapping around the body, fingers removed from the hands, jaw removed, blindfolded. Also on the arms is a pair of golden shackles. Before them appeared, drawing out from the skeleton, a shadowy visage. The group conversed with this creature. He seemed to think that they were someone else. Someone from the past who had imprisoned him. He revealed his more full title, as opposed to the Frozen Emperor, as the Frozen Usurper of Death. And that was pretty much where we left off.
Mm-hmm.
With him, more or less...
He died.
No, well, I mean, he's a skeleton, but...
He was about to attack us, and then he just disappeared and never came back.
He's the usurper of death. I mean, he couldn't just die.
He's a ghost. He can't hurt us.
That's true.
And that was basically where we left off. So this time, now I have water, while I attempt to do his voice. So,
Really dumb at identifying death.
change music here.
So it's come to this, my enemies. It's been wonderful to see all of you again. And while I enjoy this banter, before I return to my throne, I think it's time I finally repaid you for past transgressions.
You see a wide, toothy grin stretch across his face as he raises up his hands. And around the four pillars, you see the bodies that are chained to them begin to thrash. As you see four shadowy images draw from the bodies, stand looking at you hungrily, and you see that as he finishes raising his hands, he becomes difficult to see. It looks as if there's three of him. I need everybody to go ahead and roll initiative.
Alright, Troy.
Right off the fucking bat, eh?
Do you have an advantage on initiative?
Yeah.
So one for me, one of mine, one of yours.
No!
Alright. It's not the worst roll.
Did mine win?
Yeah.
You should just always roll his and yours, even though you're only ever gonna take his. Just
Did
to
he
see,
raise
just
like
to
three
see.
spirits or four spirits,
Four.
or did he just release the other people on the columns?
There's spirits that came from the dead corpses of
Look at my third.
So,
columns. That's from what I gathered.
Those are corpses.
Real quick,
They're not
a bear.
they're
Skeletons.
10.
from last week, last week, I used 2 of your first level spells and 1 second. So I didn't touch any of your high level spells.
Just gonna use all my low level spells as high level spells anyway.
And I believe that the group took a short rest in the time since I used one of your Radiances of the Dawn. So, quick.
You said he became like more transparent.
Not transparent as much as.
See through.
Just roll me an intelligence check, real quick.
We have no intelligence.
12.
He has a +5.
12?
Yes.
You've seen Sindal cast this spell before. It's Mirror Image. Or Yeah.
For the.
Yeah, it looks as if there are like, anytime you're looking at him, it looks as if that there are two others standing, mirroring his exact movements.
Okay. Cool.
Seems too easy.
But using such an ability cuts your powers in half. The multi-form technique is better.
If we get TPK, then you can frame this.
I think I'm gonna put it in
Sure,
a time
that's fine.
capsule.
Writing
Fucking
down
bury it
lens.
somewhere.
All right, 25 to 20.
50 years, man.
I have an unnatural 20.
I should put this in like the fucking National Archives, right next to the Constitution.
20 to 15.
I have an 18.
Wait, sorry, what'd you say?
18.
18.
My first time initiative roll. Wow. I have an
Probably
advantage.
good that I got a lower roll.
I have an advantage on initiative and I never rolled above 15.
Well, maybe you can get your dice blessed
That's the plan.
when you go and see Critical Role live on Friday.
15 to 10.
10.
14.
Hey, Taliesin.
E. I'm sure I'll see this and listen for me. He's watching.
Look, I know that bearded guy from AX.
over a year ago.
And then, Fenrir. You're dealing.
I didn't get it.
8.
Oh,
Yeah, 8. So him
which
and
one of
me-
you two is going first?
I don't care.
Come on, it's probably gonna be fucking Fenrir.
Why wouldn't you go first so you could haste them?
You didn't use your
Because that's
legendary
not what I
initiative
was
this
gonna
time?
do.
But
Actually, do you want?
You didn't use your legendary initiative this time?
No.
Do you want?
Dude,
me to-
I seldom have legendary.
do you want me to go first, Fenrir, so I can buff you at some point?
Go for it.
All right. We'll fuck with Cody's writing. Switch our order.
Disadvantage on attack rolls against these two. Got it.
hey, as long as it's not an advantage on me, I'm fine.
I'm gonna use luck.
I love that our clerics
I'm
are
out of
team
luck.
I used my legendary defense action.
It's alright.
All right.
I'll be sure to guide you all.
I'm actually
to
immune to
paradise.
So-
structural damage.
To start things off, Sindel. Oh, I'm going to fix these while you tell me what you're doing.
Okay. I'm gonna have to stand up for this.
Oh man.
Just so you know, the doors behind you.
Naturally closed. And is there another door in the room? Do we see any other?
The only other thing is that there is an opening in the wall here. It looks as if that the brick and mortar had been kind of collapsed inward, showing that there's a passage beyond.
Cool.
Fair. Lily. I roll like 2s for Kalen every week for initiative.
Ever since that ride in that boat, she's just not been the same.
Her husband was murdered.
Okay, I'm going to
Nah.
use the staff and cast an ice wall
Okay.
and wall of ice rather.
Good correction.
There will be. I'll just show you.
Okay.
All the way around.
Laser pointers.
So.
Uh-oh.
If he's casting an ice wall, I think we should put ice cubes.
Hey, you know what? It's those
That's
little
probably great for the
details.
paint on the.
Why would he be using water-based paint? That's a scrub.
Come on, give me one more. Give me one more. Damn it.
Oh, he's getting the wall. That's lame. I thought he was getting laser pointers.
Okay.
So.
Oh, just put all these
Oh,
laser
Jesus.
pointers. Fucking
Well, I'm just going to tell you where it's going first,
Okay.
and then we'll figure out how to do that. I'm going to cast it across, so it'll be, 10,
It's gonna purposely make it
20,
all
30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Leaving, essentially, a gap straight into the hole. Just completely surrounding us and hitting all of the enemies.
trapping us all in one tiny area. It's a bold move.
It's a bold strategy. I'm okay with it though.
They get pushed one way or another.
Yeah.
But it does go through all of them.
Yeah, and it smashes them all.
It smashes
They're
their
gross. They'll probably sit in the middle of it.
spectral bodies.
Okay, we can't go roll how you want to do this.
Say that this one had to kind of bridge this gap here. 100. So 10 foot wall sections of stone. And I need to make 5 dexterity saving throws.
Can't wait to conjure some
Just fill this tiny area with
What's your DC?
bears.
fucking giant eagles
16.
right in here.
16.
No,
okay.
fill it with bears.
So-
There's so many bears, there's just no room to walk.
The
It all
Emperor.
transform into one.
1, 2, 3.
They're all warm and fuzzy. It smells good gamey in here.
Okay. So the Emperor and these two here pass, and the other two fail. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay,
Tell me how much is
Let me make
ice and how much is bludgeoning. Cold damage, I should say.
Well, it's just 10d6 cold.
Okay, I thought some of it was bludgeoning. So go ahead and roll your 10d6 cold damage.
There's a cold damage if it's destroyed and they go through it. There's no bludgeoning. That's the.
D6, D6, if you go.
I got. I got.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Fuck one.
$34 is the total.
So I know 34, half of that is 17. Oh god, math. So okay. So almost done. Where's the concentration markers? Almost fell. There they are. So you guys watch as Sindal pulls out the staff. You see that the ice around it begins to coalesce and form as you see it appearing, and the air begins to grow cold and misty. Solidifies into a form, pushing all of the spectral beings closer into the circle. Now, almost entrapping you, minus that there is an open, minus the opening that's in the wall down here. There's a 5-foot square that you can move through, because it's all more that the room really allows for. Anything else, Sindal?
No, there's nothing else I can do.
Sorry.
Stay where it's fuck. I'm gonna use. I'm gonna do a. I assume none of them are wearing metal.
No, none of them have any.
Heat the metal, man.
None of them have any physical form.
All right. I'm gonna try. I'm actually gonna try and swing at one of them. I'm gonna. I guess I can't really step up and fight.
You're in melee with. Actually, both of these guys. Both of these two.
All right. I'm gonna pull out my. Actually, I'm pulling the sword that I got from inside this place in that closet.
Okay.
And is it what's the long sword?
Yep.
I'm gonna swing at one of the wraiths.
Okay.
Is it-
It acts in this combat as a +2 longsword.
Sweet. So that's.
And which one are you hitting? Just so I know.
I'll go after that one first.
Okay.
So that's plus
4 plus 3 proficiency 7 plus 2 more, so it's plus 9 altogether.
Okay.
So that's a 22.
That's a hit.
22. That's 2 plus 6, so 8 damage. And then that is a 20 unnatural.
That's also a hit.
Roll a book.
Yeah, don't roll on the.
Plus 6 is 13.
Okay. Pull out the. You unsheath the sword from its scabbard, and it's light. It's light for a long sword. You didn't really pull it out and move it around too much. It's elvish. It looks elvish in make, but you go in, not paying too much attention to it. Going for 2 slashes, passing through the form. You see some of the shadow pull away from the creature's body as it kind of recoils back from the blow, being suddenly forced forward by this wall. But the creature still holds itself together.
And then I'm going to give an inspiration to Korak and just say, "This is really scary. Korak, you're great." I'm really pleasure to say this time, so I feel so good about it. I say that. I know I have nothing clever to say right now.
I'm definitely using your die for that. I always feel that shaking the die a little bit extra before you throw it sometimes helps.
That's what really gets it.
Yeah. That's probably my problem. I never do that.
Yeah, I shake it.
Next is Frozen Emperor. So,
As we're all just nobody had a chance to move anyways, so it's not like
Good point.
so he
cast ice wall in the middle, so it's just one shadow wall.
and everyone just dies.
Another ice wall. The whole room is just one huge ice cube.
That would not bode well for us.
It would fucking suck.
Okay. The Emperor, looking at you, Fenrir.
Your people will suffer the most in the coming winter. But first will be you.
He lifts up his hand. He draws a single finger towards you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
You're right, Stevie.
Did you actually damage the things?
Goodness.
It is. Thank you.
Troy, did you actually damage
26.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
I wanted to
so-
raise it. Natural 19.
So you succeeded, but
Oh, but you're
well,
dead.
actually,
But you're dead.
But you didn't actually succeed.
I need to double check that it.
Not our leader!
I think that's disintegration ray. That does nothing if you succeed.
That's the one that completely misses, yeah. Well, and that's a dexterity.
It's still half as much.
Oh no. Was this finger of death?
I think so. Yes, it was.
His next
Why he did the finger
cast
thing?
Power word kill.
That wouldn't even be fun for anybody.
Oh wait, that's.
I think it'd be hilarious.
Oh, what a power word kill. Cody was just like,
Maybe not a world without.
without resurrection, a world without resurrection.
I think that would kill.
I've left Fenrir
So-
maybe
You succeeded. So half of that you
To our
take
god?
23 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, fuck. What was that?
You're lucky you succeeded.
No. But you feel as he draws his finger towards you, you can feel like the coldness of death like grasps at your essence, your being, and you feel your lungs begin to grow cold, and you manage to pull yourself back away from it. But you saw the light at the end of the tunnel for a second. Well, at least what felt like it.
23.
23 total. 23 points of necrotic.
It's like a boy. Necrotic is.
And he's going to stay there. Yeah, he's gonna stay there. Korak.
Which one is he?
This one.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Can you sign the gates?
Is there one behind me?
Gates and he's the shadow.
There is one right here,
Yeah.
and then there is one that is also right next to you.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna turn around and that one that's right beside me on this side.
Okay, so this
I'm
one
gonna
here
go
is next to
ahead.
Colin.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and stab him with my silvered spear.
Okay, go ahead and make a check roll.
One-handedly. I'll do it recklessly, fuck it.
Okay.
I'm gonna rage first, too.
I was just gonna ask if you were gonna rage. Okay.
Well,
It's not.
that's
a good
not
range.
terrible.
Yeah, it is.
Do I get anything plus?
It's just a silvered spear.
Alright, it's a 19.
That's a hit.
It's 1d6. That's 3 plus 5. That would be 8 points of damage, and I'm just gonna do it again.
Okay.
Recklessly. Again. Stevie, you're so right. 22 to hit.
It's also a hit.
He's just using Troy's die.
You just gave him one.
And
as
that's
we started.
9 points of damage. Yeah, Troy didn't even wait. He's just like, here, take this die.
We're gonna need this tonight.
Okay, yeah, you pull out your silvered spear and stab at it quickly. Both of them passing through, pulling away shadows as it stabs, with the creature still holds itself together. Next is... This thing moving is really throwing me off.
Looks kind of fun.
There we go, that's better. Next up is the enemies. So, the one that Korak just attacked will make one attack against you, and you attack recklessly.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you say.
That's a 24.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Motherfuckers.
Hey, this is a kid's show.
Powerful spell.
He stabs you, guts you, your entrails fall all over the ground.
Jizmax smites his head.
You should have proficiency with Constitution saves.
Yeah, I was just wondering if I had advantage.
No, but you also should have +3 from being near Fenrir.
Yeah. So proficiency. Oh, that's already counted.
Yep.
I imagine a clever. Oh my. Can I even fail it? No, I'm kidding.
Grab the guts. Stop
Never
it.
asked that question.
Hey!
And then they heal.
26.
26. Okay.
Oh god,
So,
this feels horrible.
you take
Not much better.
26 points of necrotic damage halved. So 13.
These things hit so hard.
And you feel a similar sensation to what Fenrir felt, where the hand kind of passes through you, and it feels as if it's attempting to draw your life force away from you, but you manage to resist whatever negative effect there is to this.
Just put the liver where you think it belongs.
The one that you just struck, Sarn, will make an attack against you.
It's not an adult.
That's only a 7 versus armor class, though.
To miss.
The one will make an attack against Lily.
Oh no.
That's 26. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Ooh, not good. 3.
3. So you take 15 points of damage, necrotic, and your maximum HP is reduced by that amount.
Jeez.
So you can't regenerate from that.
Ever.
Guys,
Never.
we obviously
We'll
learned
find
that we're
out.
a lot more powerful.
Um,
So it's making it a lot harder.
That's 3, and the last one is next to Fenrir as well. That's only a 12 versus armor class, though. All right, Aber, you're up.
There's only one thing.
Actually, before that, this one that's here
Yes.
is going to phase down into the floor.
Motherfucker.
And actually,
Alright, good. Do they
so is
running scared, boys? They're running scared.
That's not what.
Zara, make a perception check.
Perception is 15.
15? Okay. You do see that this one kind of passed through underneath the like pass through the stone and appears in the open. And it's just it looks as if it just retreated back and popped itself back up above the floor there. Albert.
I'll stick with my classic.
I mean,
You
why not?
laughing.
It always works.
I'm scared of things, murdering things. I hold my hammer of light high in the air, and I bring forth
Radiance the
radiance
dawn.
of the dawn.
So, actually, yeah, it doesn't even matter. So, checking how Radiance the Dawn works. Did you roll that off the?
They're immune
I
to it.
squoze it, and it shot out of my hand.
Okay.
It's the worst dice roller. Let's see. What's it?
I'm the best. Everyone
That's
else
what I was
just
just looking
lacks
at.
this finesse.
You can drop it at any point.
I know I can drop it at any point.
Otherwise, it has like a base amount of HP and
Right.
class, and you just have to attack.
But the wall's not
Right.
hostile to us.
I don't
The
know.
walls
Yeah, I don't
are
know how
lava.
his thing works. It's hostility.
Yeah.
No, it's just hostile creatures.
But if
The
they
wall
do
is
have,
neither hostile
one's
nor
if they
a
have full
creature.
cover, they don't get affected by it. So yeah, if they're phased into the floor.
Or behind the wall.
Okay, so that means that only 3 of them have to do it. That's what I was checking. Is that if they have total cover? Does it
Oh
matter?
yeah, it's just light.
Okay,
If they have
so-
cover, they're
I see.
they're blocked.
Beyond
They're
the wall.
protected from the light.
We are fighting.
Okay, what's the DC?
Yeah.
My DC is 16.
Okay, so again,
We're literally playing.
the Emperor succeeded. The other 2 failed.
a game of Thrones.
I just got a text from my coworker that said, "What happened to the stream?"
Oh.
Is it not online?
I don't know. I just asked him. I'll get an answer momentarily.
We never dropped any packets or anything.
Hey,
I don't know.
not bad.
We'll keep going.
Well, anyway, it's 20 points radiant damage.
20 points of radiant damage. Okay.
I can juggle. Click on last one.
Wow.
I like it though.
All right. You moving at all? Okay. Or you're doing anything with your bonus action?
Wait, no, I it's 24 points radiant damage, and I don't think there's any place I really can move. It looks kind of tight there.
It's like we're what?
Which one's the Emperor?
This one. This is the chained up skeleton that's inside.
Oh, he's literally right in front of me.
Yeah, he's right next to you.
I don't think there's much I can do.
Why don't you propose an attack of opportunity and walk away?
I mean, you could do that if you want. Do anything else? If not, then.
There's. Wait a minute. That's just a.
It's not a spell.
Yeah, so I will bonus action Shield of Faith.
Okay. Increase your armor classes. Cool. Anything else?
Don't think there's anything else I can do. No.
Okay. At the end of your turn, the Emperor is going to use legendary action and is going to make a claw attack against you. That's a
74.
so 22 versus armor class.
Fenrir.
Just waiting for Fenrir.
That's me to beat. With Shield of Faith, I'm up to 22.
Okay. So
What? Oh, you're right. Warding Flare.
okay, natural 1. So he goes into slash against you, but the sudden flash of light catches him off guard. Okay, there. Fenrir. You've got the Emperor right next to you, and you've got one of the spectral images next to you as well.
Have we seen any of the images deal any damage yet? Don't think we have.
I took a hit.
Everybody's missed, right?
Nobody's made a melee attack against the Emperor yet.
Wait, what did you ask? Have the spectral images dealt any damage to
Oh, like the four that
Yes.
came. Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
they.
One hit me, one
They.
hit Lily.
Yep.
Okay.
Lily's maximum speed got
Physical
dropped.
melee attacks.
Yeah, they're essentially just lashing out with their hands.
Okay. Has anybody attempted to hit the melee the Emperor?
No.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna cast my Vow of Enmity on the Emperor.
All right.
I thought you had the Vow of Vengeance.
It's
Both of Vengeance?
that is 4th edition.
I'm confused. Oh, well, I don't know.
God rest his soul.
Or whatever it is. But I know what he's doing.
I think we've called it Vow of
He's-
Vengeance a couple times.
He's doing the advantage thing.
Yeah.
He's using
The
legendary
advantage thing, guys.
All right.
This is chops the Emperor's head off.
So you use your bonus action to do that.
Yes.
I wouldn't be
And
surprised.
I'm going
He has a
to
ghost head.
Okay.
attack.
Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Like just taunting him while it's on the floor.
That's 21.
Okay. When you go into attack, it's a hit. Whenever you go into attack, you see the 3 images there. You go and you slash in with your axe, passes through one of the images, and it bursts into arcane dust. Now there are 2 images there. You're not sure which one is the real one, but you've destroyed one of them. There's one other image left, and him somewhere in there. You're just not sure which one's which.
That will be 28.
And you destroy the other image now.
The water barrel is trying to stop a train.
Do you want to move or anything?
No, I think I'll just stay put.
Okay. Lily, you're up.
I'm gonna turn invisible
Okay.
and run away from this thing. Because I might legitimately die.
You see
If I'm
Lily's
hitting it.
little invisible form disappear. Where are you running?
Behind Korak, I think. Because did we kill one? The one that was over there?
No, he walked. He's like out there or some shit.
He phased. He went down through the
Somewhere,
through the
and we don't know
stones.
where he's
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna post up there for a bit.
All you gotta do is post up.
Attack of opportunity with disadvantage. But you are invisible, so disadvantage plus cover. What's your armor class?
18.
Yeah, I know it still misses. Then you run over there. Glenn doesn't have a lot. Korak got hit. She'll use it a first level cure wounds.
Oh my lordy, thanks.
I believe she still has a first level spell left. Yes, she does. She has 1 first level spell left. Heals you for 4.
Right.
Rot my thing.
Someone made it smell bad.
I farted.
God damn it.
You guys.
Someone made it smell.
So no! You're
I'm
up.
back up. All right.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
got to me.
Actually, no, go ahead. What do you
There
do?
must be some current pushing it that way because I'm good right now.
I think it's that thing.
It's
Yeah.
just like great pushing the other way.
Alright, Troy, I'm alright.
Alright, so the one stepped away, well, I don't know that, into the other way. The one's behind probably the ice wall somewhere, and then 2 are still in.
From where?
We hold these truths to be
Make
self-evident.
That all men are created.
You don't need- you don't know where you're
Created
Okay.
equal. Give me liberty, or give me death.
Maybe I'll get it.
Death. Every time. I'll give you that. What are you doing?
Maybe.
I'm going to just drop concentration on the ice wall.
My girlfriend's awake.
Oh.
Stevie's wife is coming from me.
You dropped it intentionally?
Yes,
Does that still leave behind the...
that's what I'm about to ask.
Okay.
Because on the wording of it, it doesn't say specific. It doesn't really.
Wait, what?
Double check.
Because
Or bring it down.
yeah. Because the wording on it
All stone, all thorns, wall.
could
of
possibly
ice.
be while I maintain concentration, the mist stays. But if I drop concentration, then the mist would dissipate as well as the ice wall. So
And that's what we've determined?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. He's low. Gotcha. Yeah, that's exactly what I was wondering. Literally. Word for word. In the meantime, everyone watch Critical Role. It's good.
No, it does not leave behind the mist
Oh, I have no problem
because
with
it's when
That's
it
Starbucks.
drops to
Amazing.
0 HP.
That's what I came to as well. I just wanted to double check with you.
So yeah, you guys see the wall of ice disappear.
These nut harvest mixed nuts.
Am I
Well, that's a little disappointing.
with the wall?
Yeah.
A bunch
Why?
of damage.
Because I
Local city
had things I could do to him since he was stuck and he couldn't move.
Cancer.
You do see hang out in the corner back there, and you can kind of see standing in the doorway here. Those two as well.
There's no way for me to
Your
move.
concentration is.
There's no way for me to get through there.
Come on. Come on. Here we go. All right.
All right. I'm going to. There's no way for me to. I want to get to that hole.
Me too, man. Gotta pay the troll toll.
It's like everybody's goal in life.
Just get to that hole. I'm just going to step back towards the door.
15,
More towards the other corner.
20, 25.
And then cast Blink on myself.
Okay. Less blinding blink.
How you doing?
Good. I mean,
Okay.
Could be better.
So you doing anything else?
Can't do anything on the bonus action. Is June Law in that destroyed wall or not? That's all I got.
Roll a d20.
7.
You remain on this plane of existence. You see him step back and he casts an arcane spell, and you see a glimmer appear all around him. It just seems to set into his skin, and he's just kind of pulsing this light. You see it flash once, and then it's still there, but it's going to pulse again. Anything else?
That's all.
Okay. At the end of your turn, he's going to use. The Emperor's going to use his second legendary action to make a claw attack against Fenrir. That's a 24.
yes, that just misses.
And you take. Ooh, that's nice damage. 25 reduced to 23 points of slashing damage.
Cool.
As it lashes out with his hand and it just races across the front of you, managing to find purchase underneath your armor. Anything else? And I guess it was the end of your turn. So Zarn, you're up.
I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna cast Disney Whispers on the one that's right beside me.
Oh, sure. I'm still there.
Okay. I got an 8.
That's a fail. I'm gonna
So, yeah, I'll go and roll your damage.
10 points of psychic damage, and I'm gonna use my reaction as he's running to swing at him too.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
14.
14 hits. Go roll damage.
That was a fucking 5.
Plus, it's a plus 2 weapon. That is 5 plus 6, so 11 damage.
Okay, you watch as it turns and flees and goes right through the wall.
And then I'm gonna just kind of step back a little bit, so we're kind of, I'm gonna step over here and kind of follow, just kind of spread out a little bit. And then I'm gonna do another inspiration and say, Fenrir, I don't think you really need this because you're so powerful, but here you go. And I give you an inspiration.
So inspiring.
It's gonna make me even more powerful. Come on now, buddy.
What happens when you use your inspiration on?
If you crit everything except for spell.
For damage? Except for damage?
Or you can use it on damage.
The only thing you can't really add it to, I think you said, is spell attack damage.
Yeah. If it's like, I think it's only if it's like I think, no, it's no spell damage, isn't it?
Could I use it on a death saving throw?
I don't think so. I don't know that. I don't think so.
Good question.
Does that count as an ability check?
What?
Yeah, saving throw.
No, it's a saving throw.
Oh, you just want saving throw then? Yeah, you can use it.
Sorry, my alphabet is failing me.
Oh, that is...
Or do you lose inspiration when you go unconscious?
I don't think so.
No. There you go.
No, I'll look it up real quick.
You just feel so inspired, it just breaks.
Staring at
Start breathing again.
Staring at the light, you hear the birds chirping like a bard song.
Yeah.
And then they start like you singing really ominously, so you turn away from the light. And there you go.
I forget. Lily. Blight a saving throw or an attack roll?
I believe it is a saving throw, Constitution.
It's a saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Albert, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I like how you definitely asked me.
Well, I mean, you use it the most.
I
Yeah,
know.
Constitution saving throw. +3 because you're next to him.
You threw me for
Oh,
a second.
and
though.
plus
I was like, wait,
another
I
1
didn't
because
cast
of my
Blight.
crit.
Yeah.
Lily,
Is it
the Blight.
8d8?
Aren't you inspired? How low was it?
That wasn't good.
I
yeah, I
did not
definitely...
give it. I did not give inspiration to Bear.
Oh.
Yeah,
What's
me.
your total?
Me and
Yeah.
Four.
That's not... It's not...
Take
It
out the
turns
leader.
into an 8.
Oh god. Oh no. This is gonna be bad.
You.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm stupid. That was a 12.
Still a miss. So you take 35 points of necrotic damage, but it's halved because of your racial.
Was it the same ability?
No,
I'm
this
an
is blight.
ASMR. I have
Okay.
resistance to necrotic
But
damage.
he has resistance to necrotic. No, he doesn't have 2 7th level spells. But you can just see as he reaches out, you can just see darkness, even more darkness than his already shadowy form kind of take over.
The Night
As it
Mother will not
pass-
take me!
As it passes through into you, and you feel and you see Aubaire's form begin to wither slightly, but you see his hair gonna give off this glow, and it seems to help him.
How much did you say it was?
So
Lily gains inspiration.
35 halved is
Oh, I'm
just
so
turned the
glad for
light
that
on
ratio.
down in the
what is
closet.
halved?
35...
So 34, so 17.
17.
Yep.
Yeah, 17.
So 17 points of necrotic damage. And
I guess roll to see if I maintain concentration.
yes. So you need to roll.
And I have advantage on that thanks to
Okay, so it's still just the 10.
Alright. I passed.
Okay.
That was great.
And with that, he will provoke 2 attacks of opportunity from Aubert and Fenrir as he just starts to phase back.
He hisses as
So
he
both of you can make attacks of opportunity. Fenrir, yours is with advantage from your Vowel Enmity.
21.
21's a hit.
6.
That's a miss.
If only I had something to augment my physical attacks.
10.
Okay. So you see as you slash out against him, you pull away some of the shadows, and he just starts passing back. He's just passing back, just smiling and laughing all the while. Korak, you're up.
I'm gonna take 2 attacks at the one right beside me.
Okay, go and make your tackles.
Recklessly, of course.
Of course. So just roll Zarn's dice.
A little couple extra. Hey, Zarn's died. That's a 25. That is 11 points of damage. And the second one.
Okay. That's the wrong one.
Hey, Zarn's died. 25.
1 second here.
My die was a 1.
So strong.
Something's wrong.
Yeah, that's it. Go ahead and roll your second damage.
It's weighted.
7.
Okay. Yeah, you stab out twice with your spear. And
You apparently bought all your dice from like Voodoo Enchantus.
Voodoo Mama Juju.
Anything else?
Where am I? I'm gonna take 1 step to my left and stand like in everyone.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's your turn. Enemies are up now. So this one passes back through and actually this one comes zooming out at you, Zarn, and goes in for an attack. That's it's only 15 versus armor class.
That is a hit.
Oh, that is a hit.
Yeah,
Okay.
only 15 AC.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yes, I'm not good at that.
That's a 5.
Give or take.
Okay, so you take 19 points of damage and your HP is reduced by that much.
Fuck me.
So much.
The one here makes an attack against Korak. Rolls a 2 and a 3.
Question. Is my new
My
maximum
friends are
HP the
dying.
number?
Listen, my friends are
So you
running
lose
away.
that amount of HP, and then your
Still
total from
dying.
wherever it is comes down
so-
17. So
okay.
it's you don't lose
So-
34.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you lose 17. Then wherever your max was, either above it or at that number, comes down
Okay.
17 as well.
Those who come near you also.
The one here.
Even the enemies. It's the type of the character, you know.
I'm zooming over to Sabal. Makes an attack. It's a 16 versus armor class.
I'm going to cast Shields.
Okay. So as it comes flying up, you throw up your shield and manage to bat away its hand from hitting you. And this one here comes zooming up to there. Makes an attack. It's only a 16 versus armor class. Because then you manage to put your shield up in the way and keep it away from you.
I poop and he runs away because it's a holy poop.
This one here will. This one here will just shift slightly to be there.
Focus.
Bear, you're up.
How much cover does that pillar give?
If
if someone was to stand in that corner between the pillar and the wall, would that take? And he would make it a diagonal attack at the.
It would be considered. I would say if it's fully on the other side, I would say it's 3/4 cover. Because like it's not like fully wide, but it's wide enough that like you can get behind it pretty well, and you can still kind of see like the fringes of them.
Ow. No, I was
What
just
you doing,
asking if I would, like, if someone moved here, would they still be able to attack him unimpeded?
Yeah, if you're standing in the square next to him on the pillar, like if you're adjacent to him, then you're adjacent to him.
All right, if that's the case.
Only time you can't do that is if there's like
I
if
just
there's
didn't
like
know,
a
how
wall.
big it was. Like,
Yeah, no, it's not that. Like, I know that the squares are a little bit bigger, but like the pillars are supposed to be to like the 1 inch here, where like you can hide behind it pretty well.
Yeah.
But if it's diagonal, it doesn't provide a lot of cover. But what are you doing?
I will, in that square that I was talking about,
Mm-hmm.
I will use my 4th level Guardian of Faith and summon an angel of Lathander.
I hope it looks just like you.
Guardian of Faith. Sounds like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card.
A Guardian of
It
Faith. It was a card.
Oh, I'm gonna use Guardian of Faith.
I play Guardian of the Faith.
She the one that
Please
you flip
use
a
that
card and
Deva
draw a
piece.
card
It's
and-
ridiculously
That's exactly the one that I'm looking for.
Oh. He's like fucking grilling
just-
and comes down.
He just grabs the Emperor, just rubs him on his just grinds him on his face.
It slowly as he's like, right here, come to me. And it's just a dude just like
5 days grinding damage.
Instead of holding a spear in his hand, he's holding like a barbell over his head. Like, he just throws it on the ground.
Find it.
Oh,
Put these aesthetics to use.
it's gonna be disappointing if it's just a die.
No, I'll use a different piece if anything else. Just don't know where he went. Dang it.
But anyway, a little bit of flavor. Guardians of Lathander, I request your aid.
Oh, there he is.
So you see, as Albert says that, you see in front of him this glowing light appears. As the first thing to appear is this pair of spectral wings. As the rest of the body comes into form, and you see a white glowing angel. Doesn't have any like distinct features. Just porcelain, like a Greek god, basically, and it appears, and you see that as it holds out its hand, a glowing hammer of gold appears.
You just took it to another level.
Any creature hostile to you that moves to a space within 10 feet of the Guardian for the first time must succeed at a saving throw. Okay, so it's there for the first time, so it needs to make a saving throw, which is what is it again? A dexterity saving throw. What's your DC?
My DC is 16.
He just makes it. So he takes 10 points, so mark down 10, because once it deals 60 damage, it goes away.
God, that's for 8 hours. Jesus.
Yeah, we just talked about that over here too.
He just summons one of those the guardians
No,
door
like
at night.
concentration.
You see that as it appears, it swings the hammer out against him, and he manages to pull himself away, but some of the shadow, even without the hammer actually hits him, just naturally disperses some of the shadow that comprises him. All right. Anything else?
Oh, that other dude is right in front of me. I don't think I can do anything else. No, that was an action. Yeah.
Okay. At the end of your turn, it's going to the Emperor's going to use one of his legendary actions to cast a cantrip against you. It's a
Finger of death. Nah, it's just a chilling touch.
23 for armor class.
23 versus my armor class?
Yeah.
will hit me. Yes.
You take.
You have words, actually.
Korak, are you still using
Oh, wait.
the
Does that work for cantrips?
sort of
Does
wounding?
what?
If it's a, I think it's just if it's a ranged attack roll.
You do?
I think it's the way it works.
Just not using it.
I thought this
For
silvered
warning
spear
flare.
was
Well, how far away is he
even
from
more.
me?
I thought my silvered spear I found would
Only
do
20
more
feet?
against these guys.
That's within 30 feet. I can in fact use it. Yeah.
And I don't know if Korak would notice
Sure,
that.
yeah.
it's
See,
used.
higher.
What?
And see, the second roll is even higher than the first one.
Bullshit.
So that's 10 points of cold damage as you are hit by a ray of frost.
Oh. That's
And your movement speed is reduced by 10 until his turn next. Fender.
Who needs help?
Hey, everybody.
Everyone? Well,
Save
I
us,
need
Fenrir.
fucking help too.
Save us, Fenrir.
Jesus. Who is worse? The worst?
Me, but I'm invisible, so you don't know that.
Is he even able to heal you since
Can't be killed anyways.
That's right.
I
That's how bad I am.
Well,
I can't actually
he
be healed.
The damage that was dealt to him
Can't be healed by
reduced
the
his
damage that you
maximum
were dealt from
HP.
that.
So, like, instead of having 40, he now has 30.
If you
Or whatever it
you
is,
succeed
but-
in your constitution.
28.
He was 20.
Close enough.
I mean, that's where I'm at too.
What are you doing, Fender?
I can still heal.
You might be lower than him.
Who's close to me?
I am lower than
There
He's
is
a 28.
a bear's next to you, Korak's next to you, and then one of the wraith-like creatures next to you as well.
Alright, and between Korak and Aubert, who needs help?
I'm pretty alright.
I've been hit pretty hard.
Okay. Jesus.
I was blighted.
Yeah.
And now frozen.
Fuck off.
You can just attack if you want.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah, you can just attack.
I don't want to do that.
I mean, we also need the other guys to die. So.
Yeah, there has not been a ton of damage output at this point. I mean, there's been some, but
I'm gonna give Aubert a greater healing potion and say,
okay.
drink this, you buffoon.
So are you using your action to give it to him, or are you just handing it to him that he can use it next turn?
So that he can use it.
Okay.
And that's a bonus action to just drink it?
To drink it yourself is a bonus action. To make someone else drink it is an action on your turn.
Okay.
Will that help you?
That'll help.
When's your next turn? Is it before?
Well, I literally just went before you, so I have to wait
Oh,
for the whole round.
Alright, then that's not gonna work either. So, never mind, you don't get a potion. Alright.
Fuck, you give that back.
Sad out there.
I'll just do lay on hands, just use an action, I guess, to...
Lay on hands is a great ability, though.
So salty about
I want to fucking kill something!
Then attack something!
Attack something.
No,
you don't
my
have to
friends
heal
need
anybody.
help. I can't do it by myself.
You might be able to.
I mean,
this
But I'm a fucking dwarf, man. I know I'm a paladin, but I want to use my fucking shit to kill stuff.
then do it!
Seriously.
You don't have to listen to anybody. There are other people that can
Don't
heal.
even listen to your logical brain.
Okay, you've got
telling
Lily,
you to heal.
Zarn, and Colin
Okay,
in between
yeah,
anyone
fuck
else's
that.
turn.
This is wasted if I do that. Alright, can I get up to the Emperor's grill?
You can, but it'll provoke an attack of opportunity from the thing that's next to you.
Yeah, I
I
don't care.
seriously think. I think it is.
Oh, okay.
5, 10, 15, 20.
I think
You'll
you
have to
should be
move
attacking
around
the
him in
moral
such a way
dilemma.
that
Oh, yeah.
you're kind of
It's pinned behind my guardian.
standing
Okay.
here.
I'm still within melee.
Yeah, you're still within melee of him there. Does Guardian only work against enemies, or is it?
Anything that's hostile towards me.
Okay, so he's fine. It does provoke an
Unless
attack
he has
opportunity.
secret malice in his heart
It's
against
natural
me.
1, so you're fine.
Okay.
Well, he's pretty mad at you for not healing it.
But so now you're up in the Emperor's Grill.
Alright.
It's
I
just
don't
there
wanna-
until
I
it
don't
deals
wanna
a total
attack
of
him.
60
Okay,
damage.
go ahead and make your attacks with advantage.
That is 18.
18 hits. Do you still have spell slots left?
I think I have. I can't remember.
I only use 2 first level spells, so you still have 2 first and 2 second level spells.
Okay, good. Alright, then in that case, I will use. Can I use a bonus action before I carry this out or no?
I'll say yeah.
Okay. Can I cast Hunter's Mark on... Am I allowed to do that with Valve and
That's
the
the concentration.
Yeah, no, because your Val's on concentration.
Oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense.
Okay. So... 6.
Just load
I will do a first level Divine Smite.
Okay, so throw in an extra D8 because he is undead.
Oh, okay.
So that's
it's a 3d8.
3D8, a D6, and a D12.
Alright, well, this fight ended.
Sure, you can think that.
I did an extra 30 damage with your Fenrir. Natural plus 30. It's like Finger of Death. There's a natural plus to it, which is really high.
I have a racial ability where I cannot miss a melee attack.
They thought I died.
Even if I roll a natural 1, it's actually a crit.
It's just like it was
27
anything
points
but
of
it's
damage.
Okay.
God.
You want to make your second attack?
That is a hit.
Okay.
And I will do the same thing.
Okay, so yeah, just go ahead and so that,
Yeah.
you can't because Hunter's Mark used the first level, and then you Divine Smited. So now all you have left is 2 second level spells.
Okay.
Wall tip.
So you can throw in a second level to add in another D8 if you want to do that.
Yeah, why not, eh?
Don't you know?
It's not deny energy. Can't see me.
Subs my energy.
It is 7. Do I re-roll these? Or?
If they're not cocked, you just keep them.
Okay.
As long as you roll them intentionally and they stay on the table.
Okay, I get to re-roll this though.
Yeah, let's see her.
Yeah, you get to re-roll your D12 if it was a 1 or a 2.
Okay. So
Wait, great weapon master is. Oh, it's so
really good.
delicious.
that's 28 points of damage. Oh wait. No, it's more than that. That is
20 plus your 5.
yeah.
Just kidding, that's nowhere near.
That's 34 points of damage. Math is really
Fenrir is fucking tired of this dude.
Okay.
Shit!
Fenrir comes running up with his axe and yelling out, slashes twice through it, pulling away shadows. You see a lot of it kind of pulls away, and you see that his form becomes slightly less substantial. But the laughter hasn't stopped. Just still,
yeah, keep laughing, asshole.
just still chuckling.
Keep laughing.
It's all futile. I've already won.
Lily, you're up.
I have an idea.
Oh no.
Oh, I think I know what you're gonna do. This skeleton here.
Yes, you metal, because I was thinking about doing that.
How wide is the opening in that grate? Could I shoot a guiding bolt through there at this skeleton thing?
It would have cover, but it's not moving, so
I'm gonna try that.
go and make an attack.
Well, I want to move first though. Up closer, away from one of these fucking things.
So if you move away, it'll still provoke an attack of opportunity from it.
Even though I'm invisible and it doesn't know I'm there.
It can still hear you moving around.
All right, well then I'm gonna wait. First, I want to just.
I mean, you
Got it.
can shift around to be like there.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
All right. This needs to fucking hit because I don't have luck to reroll this.
Hopefully it was a 1 then.
That would be a 14.
It's a hit.
Yes, thank God. All right. 46. 10. and 15 total.
So, you see,
Guiding bolt.
you see
on
Lily
the skeleton.
shuffle around in front of.
You don't see
around
Lily
you.
shuffle around because I'm invisible.
Until
You see as Lily begins to fall into an incantation and throws her hand out in front of her. There's a bolt of radiant light that flies out through the bars of the cage, slamming into the skeleton. And you see the light hit it, and this the skeleton just sitting there moves from the force of the blast, and you watch as the bones begin to melt from radiant energy as the skeleton begins to melt away. You just hear him. You hear the Emperor laughing.
Shit. I guess I'll see you when winter comes.
You watch as the skeleton fades away, and you watch as the shadowy form melts away.
You fucking cunt.
You killed Steeler.
Lily gets 4 billion experience.
Yeah,
That's why.
Sitting there fucking laughing like an asshole. And then
That's
he
why
fucking
they
leaves.
call me the Night Mother.
As the skeleton fades away, you watch as the chains all go limp, slamming against the bars of the cage. You watch as the golden shackles hit the ground, and the fighting continues.
Just like a man coming in for a quickie. I feel so unsatisfied.
Anything else, Lily?
Nope. I'm just gonna prepare to potentially be destroyed by this thing when it turns its attention to me.
Watchers, if you got that quote, please let us know. All 4 of you.
I don't actually know what that is, but
That's a good one.
so Kalend next. She will. This thing is next to her. She's just going to hop around to the side here and make a shillelagh attack against the creature. That's a hit. Wisdom.
How much is shillelagh damage?
Magical.
Does it scale up?
What do you mean?
Like, does it continue to do more as you
that.
level up? I would think it was. I would think it would because it's a cantrip.
It would be pretty
Shillelagh.
big.
Yeah, I don't know that at all.
It doesn't say that.
Because I was pretty sure it didn't have that.
Okay, you're right. So it's only D8. So that's 8 points of damage to.
Because you can just cast it one time and it stays as a magical weapon.
And you just
And you can just use it as a magical weapon. That's the key to it. And it can be a one-handed D8 rather than if you're proficient with any type of
So like it says that it turns the weapon's damage to a D8. Is it X D8?
No,
If,
it's like if you have a
just
D6
one-
weapon, it's a D8 instead.
But what if when you roll? What if when you would there be weapons that would be like roll 2d8 damage?
No, there are no ones.
Okay.
It can never increase the amount of damage that it can never increase the damage of a weapon that already does more damage than it.
Okay.
So that Sindal.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Did that wraith that was in front of me take damage from the guardian?
No, it did not.
He is within 10 feet of me, right?
Yeah,
No,
it
within 10 feet
is
of him.
within that as well, and I missed that. So that's my mistake. It failed its saving throw. So mark that down. So now you're up to 30 on the guardian.
Is there another wraith inside the hole that I don't know about?
Nope. You see the 4 of
Oh,
them.
oh,
all
I
out in
see
the
them,
open
I see
here.
all
The
four.
one,
Okay,
the
cool.
one came back through and is attacking his arm.
Alright, well, I'm going to do my best to attempt to throw another ice wall and start it by me and hook it around Zarn and all around everybody. I'm gonna
How wide's the wall?
oh, that's a good question. 5 feet, I think, is width, and then 10 feet is the length.
Winter's
If
coming.
I'm not mistaken.
Frozen Emperor King. Big ice wall.
Let it go.
The wall is 1 foot thick.
1 foot thick. Oh, cool. So I'm just gonna
Oh, it's a lot
throw the guy
more
beside me and hook it.
So 10, 20, 30, 40,
I'm just gonna run into the wall. I'm not gonna jerk. I doubt I can get all the way around to Len.
You can get these 3.
Yeah, that was. Yep.
I love how your most powerful ability is just putting a wall through.
They all failed, so go ahead and roll damage.
Cool. Some people use paper to draw. I built the wall.
Steve.
They got hard.
38.
So this is cold damage. So that's 19.
Yes.
Well. That's not right.
Generally seem to be impressed with math. Because we're always like, wow, math. It's so amazing.
I'm just dumb when it comes to subtracting, which is
Arithmetic.
kind of a big part.
Arithmetic's hard.
I have to do a lot of basic arithmetic in a day.
It's
Like,
tough.
so.
All right.
Does it push them in any direction in particular?
It pushes them. They can move the way that they want to.
Okay, I don't know. I'm just asking.
Honestly, yeah.
He moves there.
Integrations,
Here.
derivations are simple, but
My mistakes in calculus were always arithmetic.
And this one
they always are. Oh man, I forgot to put a
has to
negative sign.
shift over there
Everything.
because where Zarn is.
So I draw up the wall, and then I just immediately drop it again, like because I don't want it up.
Okay. Anything else?
Pretty badass, actually.
Bonus action. Do anything.
And there's ice cubes all over the floor.
No.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d20. Yep.
How are we gonna walk through here?
18.
Becomes difficult terrain.
So you watch as Sindal making this wall of ice appear, cutting through all the enemies, kind of pushing them out of the way. And as the wall drops, you see his form, that pulsing energy, just his form disappears. For you see as this is your first time having this happen, your form shifts and everything goes like a very washed out and kind of like blurred gray of the room around you. You can still see where everyone is, but it's just like a washed out version of the plane around you.
That was been Cynthia the Guardian, though.
It is Pentaphy the Guardian now. It does succeed, so 10 points of
Isn't it
freedom.
only the first time?
This is the first time this one is moved in. It got pushed this way.
Oh, okay.
Which...
Guardian lived to 40.
Yeah, you just like.
Did one of them die? Did I miss that?
No, they're all there.
No, they're all still here.
Little did we know they were the real enemies to worry about.
Okay, yeah. And you watch as that one comes into the light of it. The Guardian's hammer flashes out, slams it, and it just tears apart the shadows that comprise this creature.
Woo. Nice.
For
the defender.
Sorry.
I'm gonna.
There's one in melee with you here.
The one that's in melee with me. I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers at a second level.
It's probably still Troy.
It definitely did not succeed.
It was you.
Alright, so I'm gonna. That's 4d6 damage, which is 14 psychic damage. And then I'll do my swing on it as it starts to run away from me.
And then he got pushed and got hit. Yeah.
That's well over 20.
Okay.
Swing. 7 plus 6, 13 damage.
15. How much was the first hit?
14.
Sorry. So 27 in total. Okay. It moves its movement speed in this direction as it goes shrieking away from you.
And then I'm gonna kind of shuffle so I'm like over by Lily and Albert. If I can get around those.
15. Oh, 20, 25.
You high five the Guardian as you shuffle past.
And I just say, "Hang on, buddy," and I can't heal you, but I can give you this, and I give you inspiration. See, Albert.
Korak,
Oh, hey. Okay, so I'm
you got all kinds of buddies around you.
Yeah. I actually kind of like it. I'm gonna stab that same. Fuck it. You know what? I'll hit one of them each.
Okay. Go make your first attack against this one.
Okay, reckless, definitely.
Okay.
Extra shuffle. Oh, you've let me down, Troy.
What's your total?
12.
12?
I mean, even I'm not perfect.
Just misses.
Oh! I love that his roll didn't work, so yours was just so bad.
Mine was half of his roll. That's so bad. Same thing.
Okay.
Mine was still lower than his.
2 6s, a 5.
You're
and a
bringing my
3.
dice down, man.
You moving at all?
No, I'm just gonna. No, I'm not even gonna sit down.
Okay.
He just
The one that you just attacked will make an attack against you.
Good.
That's 25.
Yeah.
And just make a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh. Where's Fenrir? You've left me.
He's left all of us.
Okay. 18.
18. Okay, so you just take 11 points of necrotic damage, and the other one makes an attack against you.
He gets +3 for being next to Fenrir. I think I still would have failed.
I'm sorry, did you say 18? 13.
11.
11. I'm smart.
It misses the attack against you. Albert. Albert, you're up. Oh wait, no, sorry.
Oh, he reappears.
He was just hiding in the corner. So we're going up to Colin, makes an attack.
I'm here to fist you with my necrotic fist.
Oh god. Alright, so Colin takes 24 points of damage. Okay, now Albert, you're up.
Hold up my hammer, second Radiance of the Dawn.
Okay.
Now that we brought them all in.
You need to get a hammer. Just have here. Just like a shitty like nail hammer.
Okay, so these two failed. This one. Wait, sorry. No, this. Fuck. These two succeeded. This one failed. Sorry. Go ahead and roll damage.
Could I use his inspiration to temporarily increase my DC?
No, that's not how that works.
It's bullshit.
Can't use it.
Oh, you got inspiration.
No, not spell damage.
Not spell damage.
But is this rules?
Roll.
Dude, I think this person never been inspired.
I love how you always do that.
15 Radiance.
Okay. You watch as these two radiant light disperses their forms.
Our golden angel always saves us.
Except
The
when he
other one
doesn't,
still holds
he's just
together.
riding on the ground bleeding.
Do anything else?
I could. I'm gonna move closer to my angel. Like, get.
Alright, I'm gonna go hide next to you. Bro?
Hey, bro.
Anything else? Okay.
Nice.
Fenrir's not here. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Fenrir, you can get up into melee for the last remaining enemy. Go ahead and make your attack rolls.
Alright.
They're not with advantage. You can transfer over your hunter's mark.
Okay. 15.
Yeah, it's dead. Yeah, it had like 3. It has 3 HP left. Yeah, so you come running up with your axe, slashing through it, and it shatters apart.
Let's rest. Let's go to sleep, guys.
As Fenrir comes running across, shouting, and his axe cutting through down into the stonework a little bit, you see as Sindal still for the next minute appears and disappears multiple times from.
He keeps trying to like make
from this
snide
plane of
remarks
motion.
and just disappears in the middle of his line.
Bitch.
Michaelin! What are those shackles? What are those?
Wait, what's going on with you?
He casted Blink on himself.
Oh.
But a minute passes. He finally comes to rest on the material plane. As the yelling from Fenrir and there's the sound of the axe cutting through into the stonework, picks it up, and there's still the trailing end of the echo of the laughter from the Frozen Emperor in it. Goes quiet.
What the hell have we done?
I don't know, but we need to find Junlaw.
Me too.
Did you guys see that I killed the Frozen Emperor?
I don't think that's exactly what happened.
You struck down the skeleton, but I believe his spirit was somehow still held.
You know, it was very smart thinking because something, when you hit it, made him disappear, and we definitely couldn't handle him being there much longer. So good job, Lily.
So,
Check out those golden shackle things.
okay.
So
So,
you fucked it up, bud. I was about to kill him.
Well, you seemed like you were really struggling, so I'm sorry.
Really strong.
We were
you
struck.
go over to the cage, and you can see that
Fenrir Senpai.
the bars that make the cage and the chains as well are all rusted and kind of decayed from age. But you kind of look in through, and you can reach far enough through the bars that you can actually get through to it. And you can see on the floor around it are dull, unmarked or deactivated holy runes to Dolorath that line the floor around where he is. You reach your arm through the cage, and grab the shackles and pull them back through. And very, very nice shackles. And they look like they are made of pure gold, and you just kind of open them, and they look like they're gold, so you just kind of test it to see like if it's malleable at all. Not in the slightest at all. There are different rubies and emeralds that lace in around the actual shackle part of them.
Strange. Why would they make a prison device out of such ornate materials?
I mean, if it's still exists in pristine condition after thousands of years, then perhaps there's some sort of magical property to it.
I believe that's the only thing here that looks any bit pristine. Everything's
Is there any like robes left over from where he was at? Like any clothing?
Make an investigation check.
It's a 12.
12. Going and looking through it, you can see that it's just tattered, moth-eaten robes. You can see that the blindfold is sitting in the chair as well. It's all rags. Doesn't seem to have anything too important on itself.
What is this stuff over here?
That is debris from the collapsed-in wall. You can see that there is some kind of chamber beyond here.
I think we should heal up and keep moving. Find Junlaw, unless someone else has an idea of what to do here.
Well, if we need to rest, I think that this might... Colin. If we need to rest, I think that this might be one of the better places to do it. I'm in a hurry to find Junlaw, but if there's something else here, what's the point of rushing forward and dying?
I'm just worried about her is all.
I am too. If I can use some more of my spells if anyone needs healing immediately if we plan to move forward. But by the way, Albert, I used your last hit dice last time. Actually.
I have a question for Cullen.
I don't think you ever took any damage, so. Yes, Lily.
So I feel very strange after being struck by that enemy.
Wait, you did or you didn't?
I did use your hit dice, but it bumped you back up to full from the damage you took. Because you had taken enough and his thing healed you.
Almost as if my maximum life force is not what it used to be. Is there anything you can do to help me out? I don't want to die in here.
I can attempt. I have one thing I can try, but it'll be my last second level spell of the day.
I think it's worth it. Real discovery takes risk.
Do we want to... I believe that we should prod slightly further. Only just to see what barely lies past this passage.
She places her hand on your shoulder. You see some of the natural energy kind of flow into you. No effect.
Do I heal at least 2 HP up
No.
to the... Fuck.
That is her last second.
Thank you for
spell.
trying, Helen.
If nothing else, look, I certainly hope not to see this frozen emperor ever again, but I have a feeling if we're still in this area, we might come across something. I don't know. But I would like to go through that library that we got teleported out of, or Cullen got... Doesn't matter.
He said something when we were talking to him earlier, that we tried to find items that could harm him, but we failed and didn't find all of them. I don't know what specifically he was talking about, but I mean, this sword here, I kind of have the sword that I was using, seemed particularly effective here. Doing, I don't know if this is one of those items.
He seemed disillusioned on who we were, our reasoning for being here at all. I don't believe that he even... in any case, I'm still curious to see what was in his library. If nothing else, his butler claimed that he would return there regularly. Certainly there's a key to understanding him, at least in the slightest, in that library.
Perhaps, yes.
So what are you guys doing? There's the... Looks like there's another room through this, where the stonework collapsed. And then there's... Are you guys going back to the library? Are you guys hanging out here and taking a rest? Are you going to move into that room? What are you guys doing?
Well, I think we only would benefit from a long rest. Even if I rested for a short time, I can't recover any more spell slots or life force.
Is there anyone that I can use some more of my spells on to heal? Is anyone particularly hurt?
I'm pretty hurt.
I'm pretty fucked up, bud.
We have some...
Svenra did
I can use some of my spells. I have 2 third levels left. If you want me to give each of you one of those.
So, is anybody against pushing forward, or do you guys want to rest?
I believe that we should prod...
I don't think we have
One
a choice
spell
but to
slot
move
left.
forward.
If we rest, I'll be able to call upon the power of my deity with more ease, but that's about the only benefit I'll receive.
I think that we should check behind this wall to look for signs of whether or not Junlaw was somehow there. Or you said you heard a growling, a creature, or something,
right.
some signs of anything.
Message to her, yes, it was not
You're healed for
her that
17.
responded to me.
But further than that, I don't believe it's safe for us to move any further forward. I think we have to rest.
Where you're healed for 24.
Okay.
She uses her last 2 remaining spell slots to put Cure Wounds into you, only because she doesn't really have any damaging spells that have been of any use anyways. She's not much use indoors.
During this time of us resting here, I would like, if we choose to rest here, I'm assuming, I would like to pry through that library. But that is my...
We need to press forward at least a little bit further if we want to do anything.
Yes.
So, you guys...
Before we go, the guys that were hanging on the wall, you said their fingers were cut off, their jaws were removed.
No, the ones that are on the pillars, they are gagged and blindfolded as well, and their fingers are removed.
Are they all elves as well?
Make a medicine check.
4.
There are different types of humanoids. I mean, it looks as if they're like all, and they're all human-ish. None of them are like have the elongated, larger skulls of orcs.
Okay.
But you haven't really spent too much time looking at elf skeletons.
Are there shackles?
You do know, just because you are an arcane caster, the things that they removed from them would essentially
Spellcasting.
stop anyone from being able to cast any form of spell that requires verbal, semantic, or vision.
What is what do the shackles look like that are?
Just iron shackles.
Regular shackles.
Yep.
So, these were his soldiers or minions of some sort, all spellcasters.
The thing that confuses me is when we, I mean, take it with a grain of salt, but when we spoke to the ghost, she said that he had long hair and like powerful cheekbones. And that matched the description of the man that was, well, the zombie that was tied up in the bed. Did this guy look like that at all? Like from like...
The shadowy form had no real physical appearance. All it had was the all you could really see on the form was like the eyes and the mouth and the teeth. And that it had like a vaguely humanoid shape. And then you could also see that on its head was a crown of shadow as well.
A crown of what?
It looked as if like the shadow naturally formed into like a type of crown atop its head. The skeleton that was in the cage, you didn't really get a chance to walk forward and take a look at it.
That's just observation that
You could describe me in the same way. High cheekbones, a strong jaw, or a straight jaw and long hair. Most elves tend to do that, I believe. So.
That is true.
She may still see the vision of what he was before she died.
She wasn't too helpful with her description.
From what I've ever read about ghosts, they seem, well, we found out firsthand they are quite temperamental, and also...
They're correct.
Well, that was a zombie. Or that was a ghoul of sorts.
Oh.
Alright, yes, let's see what's in the next room then, I guess.
Yes,
Oh,
let's continue.
Okay.
How far down is this hallway?
Well, all the lives.
It's not a hallway. It's just there's
alive.
another chamber immediately
Can't
on
be
the other
wrong.
side of this.
Can't be wrong.
There's a chamber immediately on the other side of the opening in the wall here.
I'm surprised that you all feel so safe here.
You guys.
Well, I can create a dome that we might sleep in safely. At least for the time being.
Sure. That's what we want to do.
Looking around this chamber, you see a few broken wooden desks.
This is through that broken wall.
Yes. You see another chamber on the other side, about 15 feet across, about 10 feet wide. There are two. There's a broken desk. There is a very worn desk as well of papers and broken glass. It looks as if that there are half-finished arcane runes that are scratched into the wall. At the far end, you can see in the right corner of the room ahead of you, you see that the wall is, the floor is collapsed down, and there's a hole on the far side of the room.
Where we're entering, this, you said the wall through. Does it look as if that was a wall that had been busted through, or did it look like it was previously an actual corridor that led to this room, or if this was like a
Make an investigation.
hidden...
17? This looks like it was a hidden room. It doesn't look like that this broke in. And now that you're standing here in this room, there's a very... This ruin smells old. It is like thick, still air that hasn't moved at all. Stepping into this room and coming from the far side where that hole is, it makes the air that's in here smell fresh and new. As if that there is an even older, more stale air that is ahead of you coming out of that. And this looks almost, and you can kind of looking at the bricks that are lining where the hole is, but they kind of sagged slightly and they just kind of fell inward.
Okay.
It looks like that this might have once been a secret chamber.
Time wore away though.
But yeah, it just looks like that, time wore away the mortar as this was possibly rebuilt to be part of this hidden room, and so the mortar that was at this part of the wall is less stable compared to the original creation.
So perhaps this structure was built around this room, like perhaps afterwards.
It's possible there was further in might answer more, but what if there was somebody that was here after this Frozen Emperor was put here, attempting to study it? I don't know.
Did you say there was rooms?
There were like half-finished arcane runes above the desk where you see papers and broken glass just laying all across the desk.
Can I just look through that mess and see if I see anything of note?
Sure, make an investigation check.
Let's say 23.
Going through, looking through the papers, a lot of the papers are written in, it's just like, it's gibberish. There's different equations, different arcane symbols. None of it really seems to make sense. Kind of going through, you do find in one of the drawers you open up, and it looks as if there is a small leather-bound tome. Picking it up, yeah, it doesn't look like there's no arcane runes. Just kind of open it up, and it's not written in a language that you can understand, but you in the room, it is written in Abyssal.
Shall I?
Yes, I set it down on my desk and I'm like, last time we found a book, it fell apart, so I'll just lay it here.
Yes, well, does this one look like it's going to crumble? Just glancing at it, does it look like it would do the same thing of crumbling apart? Or
This one looks aged, whereas like it looks as old as the other ones did, but this one looks more. It has been continually opened and closed, so the pages never sat still and grew brittle in their lack of movement. And so, and looking at that, there is this writing in Abyssal. Taking a few minutes to kind of flip through it, you see that looks like a journal. It speaks of, at first, being trapped in this prison, and how this chamber was built in secret by the Emperor's acolytes for his use. Or it was built in secret before his arrival, before his captivity, before his arrival for his use. He knew he would be stuck here as long as his physical form was trapped, but his shadow could sneak in here with a small portion of his power to try and figure out a way to escape. It speaks how he spent 73 years in chains, and it just continues on. There's a lot of just different means of his practicing, of different attempted escapes, ultimately all leading to failure. Always the Dwemer's of Dol Amar keeping him trapped here. And there's a slow, you start to gather just from like the way it's written, there's a slow descent into cabin fever almost. I'm just starting to like lose bits of sanity along the way. And then there's at one point where it skips about 2 years. And it speaks of how one day he felt a great and terrible rift in the planes of existence. And suddenly he could draw close to the full sum of his power within his shadowy form. With this increase in power, he seized control of the prison. When he tried to leave, though, it appeared that something had changed. There was something here that wasn't before. An old magic, ancient and powerful, from before the Great Betrayal. Whatever the magic is, it's twisted the original enchantments placed in this on this prison. He's still trapped. Goes on to speak how he turned all the remaining guards in this prison into his thralls, and for many, many passages, it speaks of him torturing the Night Captain, and his unending screams and never-ending tortured existence of him being imprisoned. And you get the idea, just from the passages, that the guy that's on the bed is Night Captain. Is the Night Captain.
Perhaps we should go put that thing out of its misery.
Yes.
Then it goes on to continue to speak of newfound attempts to break the warped enchantments, and it all seems to no avail. After a while, there's another shift in the way that the passages are written. How he goes from speaking of this place as my prison, it starts referring to it as his new foundation. There's a passage noting the transformation of all the wards that were originally here to protect the prison, to keep intruders from entering, and changing them into wards of protection to keep people from going too far into the prison. It speaks of his enemies, the Broken Champions, and how he'll be ready for them next time. They won't stop his ascension this time. They won't be ready when he returns to the world, when he finds his lost dominion, when he ushers in a new era of winter. That's pretty much the end of the journal.
It didn't say his name, did it?
Well, I have a feeling that there's another dead body in this chamber somewhere. This man that was, or whoever it was that was writing this journal, I don't believe he left here. I believe he died here. Oh,
sorry. I guess that I didn't portray that well enough. This is the Journal of the Emperor.
Oh,
this was his room. When his shadowy form, he would escape into this room and leave his skeleton behind.
I see.
Tricking his captors into thinking he was just like not moving, whatever.
I understand.
And he was attempting to find some way to escape inside this chamber that his acolytes built in secret.
There was a point where I thought there was an acolyte who'd stayed. Gotcha. Sorry.
What if we accidentally released him by destroying that skeleton?
We can't really worry about that now.
I think we released him whenever Junlaw took the magic from this place.
That maybe.
Oh, good point.
Yes.
However, we still need to find Junlaw.
Yes, we do, and this hall is the only way forward here.
So we rest. Is there any light coming up from the other end of there?
It's dark in this chamber aside from the light from Aber's hammer and Fenrir's axe.
I could try to message her again if we're planning on resting, see if I can get anything out of her.
I believe that's our next step.
I put a dancing lights as far down the hallway as I can.
There's no hallway.
There's
like a hole in the floor, and no one's really walked up to it at this point.
Well, I'll just.
Ominous at all.
Yeah, let's go.
Shall we take a peek down the hole then?
I thought it was in the wall across the room. I made a mistake.
It's the corner. The corner of the room is like collapsing.
As we begin to approach, wait. Check the floor to make sure it doesn't fall in. We don't know what we're standing above. So
Make an investigation check.
yeah. 23.
23. So looks safe up until you get up right around the edge of the hole. You can see that it looks like there was dirt, and the last like 5 feet is kind of just hanging out and is barely holding itself together.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone would have walked up to the edge of the hole, it would have collapsed inward. Where you're kind of standing up on tiptoes, you're kind of looking down in the room. You can see that it looks as if it drops down maybe about 10, 15 feet. And it looks as if there is a tunnel almost, like it's just like a natural formed tunnel that kind of goes down into what looks like a larger chamber.
Does any of this look fresh at all? Freshly dirt or freshly fallen? I don't know.
With your investigation check, this part, this collapsed part, looks like that this collapsing was recent.
Is there any potential check to see if it was I guess, like what caused it to collapse?
Even with your
Is there
investigation, there's no like claw marks amongst the stonework or anything. It doesn't
So
look like
there's-
anything tore it down.
Okay, so there's hopefully not a giant worm creature down there.
I don't know. It's like this place was built, just everyone was like, let's build our secret chambers all through this place.
One after the other.
One after the other. Just hundreds of different people have come and just built upon this.
I have a theory about the chamber below us, but we still haven't come across. Hasn't there not been a temple at every junction?
The first junction didn't have anything.
Yeah.
There could have been. We didn't really spend time looking for it though.
Who was doing locate creature on Junlaw?
That ended a while ago.
Are you able to do that again?
It was locate object.
Or
Not locate
yeah.
creature, but yes.
Well,
What's it smell like coming out of that hole?
Stale. Make a nature check.
Small check.
Did you say you used a second level spell
Throwing shit
yesterday?
everywhere.
he said
I
two
used
first
I don't think I rolled this one yet
Fucking
today.
what erase markers.
2 first and 1 second. That's what I used.
Well, if that's the case, I'm out of second levels. And first levels.
What did you say? Investigation?
Nature.
Nature. That's better. Not good. 10.
10. Just stale, slight sense of decay, but not like flesh or fresh rotting bodies or anything. Just natural decay.
Smells old down there.
What are you guys doing?
I think we should take a rest. Like, we're in rough shape.
Well, if we take a rest, I'm going back to that library. For at least some part of the time.
I'll accompany you.
I prefer if somebody would join me,
Yeah.
so I'm not there alone.
Yeah, I'll go with you. I'm
I'm
not going to let
afraid
you go alone.
Leaving June Law here for another 8 hours.
I am as well.
I agree, she could just simply be down at the bottom of the hole.
However, we won't do her much good if we die.
I'm afraid of what
Yeah,
could
we're-
happen to
we're-
us if
we
we
go
don't.
down there and we find something.
We don't
we're
hear
gonna be fucking dead.
we don't hear the Frozen Emperor, and we're facing undead. Albert, how are you faring?
With just a short rest, I should be able to repel most undead that we come across.
And Nate,
Perhaps just a half hour then. And
yeah, would
I
that
feel
be
more-
better, Colin?
I'm all right with taking a breather and patching up our wounds, but if I'm just afraid that whatever's ahead of us, if there is anything else ahead of us, that if it's going to threaten us, then threaten June Law as
She's
well.
right. She's absolutely right. I think we take a breather, mend up the wounds we have now, and keep moving.
I'm inclined to agree.
I as well.
So you guys take a short rest. Those of you that have hit dice left,
Alright, let's
go
do
ahead and
it.
spend
Actually, almost literally no point in me rolling. Hit
I will
dice.
take 10 minutes identifying the shackles.
Okay.
And then the rest of the time, because I don't need to use hit dice or anything, I'll take a short rest. I'm going to go through the library.
I guess I'll just.
You're gonna go
If I
away from everyone else and go to the library.
checking for noise. And
Well, he said
watching the
if
steps.
anyone else wants to go with him, but
I don't know. Does
I
anybody
can go.
else need a rest?
There's a difference between. Oh well, yeah. If anyone else has to take a short rest, can't go with
I'm
him.
not going with him.
I'll go.
You don't
I'll
need to
go
short
with
rest?
him because I literally won't benefit from a short rest.
Well, me and Lily can go. You can rest.
I mean, you guys going to be able to defend yourselves?
Perhaps we can wait until after we were done with whatever's down there.
She may look small, but she definitely has
I'm not
proven
worried
herself
about her
in battle.
strength. I'm worried about how she is right now.
Because I mean to come back and put that guard captain out of his misery too. We can do that perhaps after we find June Law.
That's true. That's fine.
We can run a rope down there just so we have a way to get back up.
You doing a song of rest?
Yes, I will. I'll do a second first.
I can always turn into a giant eagle.
So everyone gets an extra 3 whenever they roll, and I guess I'll roll to get my 3 HP back. And it's on my max of 32 hit points now.
So
I have just as much HP as my giant eagles.
26.
It's fate.
So what did you find out about the shackles?
shackles.
Oh,
nice.
Casting identify on them.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, Jesus.
Would you like to check the sword too, just to see if there's anything specific about it?
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to the thing, so I can identify.
Yeah, you have time to do it. It's a +2 longsword.
Oh, really?
+2. Interesting.
All of these magical items that we have.
Korak, do you have anything with this benefit you probably
Let's
more
knock
than me
them all
+2?
I thought these spears were gonna be.
There is
Useful,
one
but
magical item.
I would take it right now.
I think you'll get better mileage out of this than I will. Alright, so I'm gonna use the +2.
So it's a +2 to attack rolls and damage.
That's what I thought. Oh, yeah. And what is it, D8? D6?
It's a D8 in one hand, or you can do it with two hands and do a D10. But yeah, it's versatile. You can't have the shield on when you do that.
Right.
Fenrir, your
Well,
your experience in battle shows
that
that
you
you
keep me in my backpack forever. And just kind of,
What's been in your backpack, bro?
I'm just gonna like, oh dude, I've been waiting. I just kind of run my hands over it and look at it. It's just like,
your time in battle shows that
so it's just like, you know what it looks like? It's just like a skull. With,
It is made of an almost ebony-colored wood. Very, very finely crafted. With at the end of it where the notes come out. I mean, for the most part, everything looks like a normal flute, but at the end of it, where the hole is for the like the wind to come out of, it looks as if it's coming out of the open mouth of the skull.
Zon, have you ever had me identify that for you?
I had somebody else identify it. I mean, if you want to have a look at it yourself.
We have the time, shall I?
You have time to identify one more.
One
casting this ritual.
No, we decided.
Right, as a ritual. Well, I mean, I don't think we have anything else.
If you want to look at it, certainly.
I might as well.
I've never really used it, other than just to play every once in a while.
Okay. I think I gave you a card
I
for
have
it.
a card for it.
Okay.
Oh, you did?
It's
Let me double check to see what's written on it.
Just so you know, I was not insulting your strength.
Okay.
Yes, you seemed a little rough after the fight.
Yeah, you identified that it allows the user to cast Animate Dead on the nearest dead body within 30 feet. If your alignment is not lawful evil, you must make a DC 13 Charisma saving throw or lose control of the animated creature. Resets at sunset.
I've never really used it because I'm sort of terrified of the magic.
But I don't believe you're the type of person that would maintain control under the use.
I hope not. I just kind of walk into this chamber with it and kind of just leave it around, see if there's any reaction to anything. Like, walk up to the different spots in it, do the things.
Split it around, doesn't seem to have any type of effect.
You're supposed to play it.
I'll play a couple notes in it. No, I'm not gonna try and cast the spell. I'm just
Okay, so you're just playing to play it?
playing it.
Okay, you start playing and it gives off that... It's a flute. You expect it to be like a high octave, and it gives off that very low, bassy sound that it does. And play a couple notes. And you hear it from the other room, having not heard it before. It makes like the hairs on your neck kind of stand up on edge a little bit. Doesn't have any effect. It's just playing a couple notes.
I'm gonna. Those bodies are tied up to the wall. I'm gonna try and animate that one of them.
Make a charisma saving throw.
Yeah, boy.
Charisma saving throw.
That is a 12 plus 7, 19.
Okay. You play the song for a minute, and it giving off to everyone else. It's not unpleasant to hear, but it's like right on. It's right on the edge. Yeah, it's unnerving. It's like right on the edge of being like, I hate this. I can't. It's like it's driving you kind of crazy just listening to it.
Just like Despacito.
Oh, it's my favorite song.
Sounds good.
I love that fucking song. Thanks, J. Beebs. You really make this song.
It's good.
But you watch after about a minute, the nearest skeleton starts trying to pull itself away from the shackles as it just kind of lifts its blindfolded head towards you, and it's just looking in your general direction, and it's just trying to pull itself away from the shackles. So it's just struggling and trying to move.
Stop trying to move.
Settles back in.
I just dropped the spell. Can I drop the spell?
You drop the spell. It starts thrashing itself against the shackles.
Oh, it's animated now. Yeah. I'll just pull out a weapon and.
Yeah, you very quickly just passive it. It's shackled, can't move. You just you hit it with your with the flail, and it shatters it apart. The skeletal pieces just hit the floor.
I don't have to throw them more. Give it to Oh no, I do have a flail. Never mind.
You have the
I
cold
have,
steel one.
yeah. No, I don't have the cold steel one. I gave that to Jeremiah's father. I have flail.
That's right. Oh, you have the
I
skull
have
flail.
The skull flail. Yeah.
Okay.
And I kind of walked back in the room and I'm like, I thought it might have some sort of special. He said something that made me think that one of us had an item that could be used against him or something. I don't like using this thing, and I just kind of pull my pack open and put
Wait,
it
what
back
did he
inside.
say?
He said something about us journeying to find things to defeat him with, and that I think he said one of us has one of them.
Yeah, but he certainly seemed to think we were people who we weren't.
It's true, but I don't know what's a.
Yeah.
I mean, any sort of lead we have. But I mean, I've had that forever, and I don't know. I just thought it might do something. I don't like using it though. I was honestly thinking about getting rid of it because it scares me. I don't like the kind of magic associated with it. I mean, it's uncontrollable. You can control your skeletons. You don't have evil intentions with them. This is clearly an evil item. And I put it back in my pack, kind of wrap it up like it.
Do you- Have any of you tried to use that flute before? Anybody else who can't, who's not so musically inclined, I should ask.
I'm the only one's ever touched it, I think. We found it in a tomb or a temple under. It was a desecrated temple to Lathander, wasn't it?
It wasn't Lathander, it was...
Orion?
Orion. To Orion, that's right.
Not the Korak would know that.
Yeah, no, it was a dedicated temple to to Orion.
And it was desecrated, turned into a temple of the shadow. And this is what we found. It triggered a trap that we had a bunch of skeletons attack us, but managed to fight our way out. That's how we knew the Goliath that we met before.
Tor.
Yes.
Well, do you mind if I hold on to it and try it myself? Since I'm more inclined.
You can try it. I would rather hold on to it myself, though.
It's fine.
Have we finished our rest?
Yeah, oh yeah, no, at this point, you guys are coming close to finishing up the...
Perhaps we should get ready and go.
So what, are we going to go back?
I believe
Or are we going to go forward?
Go
and-
forward.
forward.
I believe is the plan. Okay. You guys get ready to hop down into the small opening, leaving behind the spectral angel.
It's just sort of chilling there.
We're not.
Oh, yeah, 8 hours.
We're not bringing Adonis.
It's just. I don't think we can move, can it?
Well, I don't think it really moves.
Well, at least
No,
if anything
it's-
tries to follow us in here, it'll bitch slap us.
Alright, so marching order. I'm assuming...
I will lead. Or, well, I have torches.
Oh,
I mean, there's enough light that it lights up ahead of you. that you can see.
I'm fucking healthy. Is what I'm saying.
I'm gonna pull out some rope
I'm good.
and try and tie it to one of the pillars in here, and then kind of lead it down so it goes down into the hole, so we wait to get back up.
Okay. So Korak's in front. What's everyone else doing?
I'll take number 2 position if no one else.
I'll go behind Bear.
Up there?
I'll take last then.
Aw, Bear.
I'll be second to last.
No, I'm gonna put my shield.
Oh yeah, we have strongest in
Strong
front,
shield.
strongest in the back.
That's what we normally do. Normally he's in front though. The beefy ones.
And I'm a fan of beef.
Walking forward, hopping down into the opening, drops down about 10-15 feet. Kind of using Zarn's rope, you guys are able to safely kind of guide yourself down. You guys start walking forward. It goes about 20 feet, sloping downward. And you guys, Korak out in front, you step into an opening where it looks as though where you see the larger chamber. You see the ceiling's about 50 feet high. It's large, about 100 foot across, with 100 foot across chamber with roots kind of digging down through the ceiling. You see higher up, some of the roots kind of hang further down, but it's not the whole way down. Looking across, kind of holding up your light, you guys can see that this floor of this room is lined in large bones. So you see a large set of rib cages off to your right. You can see.
Do these bones look like they have teeth marks on them?
I mean, if you want to walk up to them and check them, but you can see, kind of holding up your light and looking into the room, you can see worn and faded, but depictions along the wall. And you would need to go up and kind of get a closer look at them, but you can see glinting off the walls and in the chamber. Silvers, gold, platinum inlaying into the different, accenting the different depictions that are on the wall ahead of you. And you can see at the far end of the chamber, a slow, pulsing light amidst the bones. You can't get up and see. You have to go closer to it to see what the source of the light is. But you can see at the far end of the chamber, there's a soft white light that just kind of slowly pulsing at the far end of the chamber.
Does it resemble starlight?
Is it twinkling?
Make a perception check.
There it falls. Natural one.
It's light.
Suddenly there's no light anymore, you go blind. I mean,
So looks like
I'm gonna keep walking towards it,
Shall we?
unless someone tells me not to. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the bones around us, see if anything's moving.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a closer look at those bones. I don't like the fact that there's just bones there.
So you're gonna step off and look at one of the sets of bones while other people are progressing forward?
We're in a corridor, right?
No, you're in a
Big
large,
open room.
like 100-foot across, about 40 to 50 foot wide.
So it's like a path through the bones, and then there's bones all around us.
There's not a path. They're just kind of laying.
Perhaps we should check out
intermingled
those
around
bones
it.
just to make sure there's
I like
some
hate
large
to ask
beastie.
again, but can
In
I use perception to see this light? Like, I hate to do that to like ask like, oh, he failed his check. Can
Well,
I?
at this distance, unless somebody is holding you up, the bones, like the rib cage that's coming up, is about 20 foot.
Fair enough.
Oh, jeez.
These are big bones that are in this
So
room.
it would be
Old bones.
it would be
Big
safe to
bones.
assume that if something was destroying these large creatures and eating them, we would be able to see it.
See, now this is a creature you should have tried that flute on. Look at the size. There's no.
Can
like that idea.
can we determine if these are dragon bones?
I believe
You would have no idea what those look like.
What is a dragon?
If anything else, I believe the coloring on the wall and this inlay suggests that we are not in a temple of necromancy and darkness.
Yes, let's check. Do you have any idea, Albert? Like, do you know anything about bones? Do you know what to tell what these are?
I don't really. Wait.
Come on.
I guess I would know a little bit about it, but I'm just mostly going to check to see if these things were like
Make a
that
medicine
a
check.
large beast probably ate them or ripped these creatures apart. That's what I was scared of or worried about. Medicine?
Yep.
12.
12. Going with some of the bones, you can see that there are small cuts and slashes into them, but there's nothing that is breaking open the bones and sucking the marrow out of them. There's nothing like that.
Alright, that's a bit of a relief.
So,
I say we move forward. Does anybody want to stand back? I don't know how close I want to get to whatever that pulsing light is, personally.
so I'm assuming you're going to hang back a little bit.
Actually, could also. Well,
Glenn will unsling her longbow from her back, and she'll do the same.
I'll go forward with my shield.
Yeah, I'm certainly going.
I'm
should we
not
check out the
going
wall
to go
inlays
forward.
first, or.
I think we have to. The wall inlays are where the light is, right?
Hmm?
Or the
I
wall
thought you
inlays where
said
the
that
light
they
is.
were all around.
One more time.
Or the wall inlays, like where the light is.
No, it's all along the chambers on the walls, going the whole way down the wall, the whole way down
I guess
the
the
road.
walls that are close to us, not over there. I'm gonna.
Isn't it? So Lily, can you
check.
make out what those walls are?
Can I make out what those walls are?
I'll boost her up if she needs it.
It's gonna be super cute.
Make a religion check.
Religion check. Okay.
You're the one checking them out.
Alright.
If you want to as well.
Do I
Oh,
know?
I figured we
I'll bear.
didn't see them that well. That's why.
I didn't know
I'll
what
help
that
her out.
stag in my dream was. And I don't know what these are either. 4.
No idea.
What is religion really?
Wow. Just an idea. That is a great question. What is religion?
You're real bad at religion checks.
So,
I don't
I
understand it. So
kinda-
many, so many gods,
Looking at
yet
them-
there's only one right.
not sure what they are. They're kind of faded. You would need to spend more time fully looking at them and kind of walking along the room to inspect it more thoroughly. But you guys walking forward, getting about, kind of walking through around the different bones.
In case something hostile shows up, I have Melv's Minute Meteor ready to cast.
Korak, you walk around a set of
I have
rib
fear of
cage.
death ready to go.
Come into it. And you can see the light that's ahead of you.
Could you put that
You
in the
see.
ring?
Yeah, can you put that in my room?
You see where the light is coming from. Looks like and why it's pulsing. Looks like as if it's a set of lungs and there's a beating heart made of starlight.
Just lungs and a heart.
You see the heart beating. Thum, 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 thum. You see the lungs breathing. Sitting inside of a rib cage, you see long skeletal wings coming to a joint where you see claws digging into the ground as it slowly lifts its head up. A long skeletal tail with 2 legs underneath it that just slowly lifted up. You can see a long skeletal neck to a lizard-like head coming to the front with glowing eyes like starlight.
Uh-oh.
And it roars out, filling out the chamber. And that's when we're going to go ahead and take a break for a minute. We'll be back here in just a couple minutes.
No, we won't. We'll be dead.
And we will see you guys in...
Next week!
No, we'll see you guys
With
in
our
a
new
minute.
campaign getting started. Yay! properly preparing.
It has to be relevant, or it's just...
We're back. So, you guys standing here. Is that camera good on you three?
I don't see. I think it is. I can't see.
Troy's got to move a little bit in there.
I can. Nah, whatever.
Okay, so
I was listening to that.
Pretty cute.
Sit on it, you might like it.
you see, rearing its head up in front of you,
Oh shit! Oh my god.
It is a dragon.
a skeletal, worm-like creature lifts its head up, roars in your direction, looking at all of you.
Just throw
I
Phoenix
need
down.
everybody to go ahead and roll initiative.
Well then.
Does anybody have a phoenix down that we can use on this thing?
No, because survival magic doesn't exist.
Wait, that doesn't help. One time I really wanted to
Now
die.
you have to decide really fast what you're doing.
Fucker.
What'd you do?
I'm like
I
right
rolled a
behind
natural
you.
20 for the first time in my life,
Oh.
and it's for fucking initiative.
That means you get to go first.
I will
I don't wanna
trade
go
you that
first.
because this is
Too
like
bad.
Come on, why don't you want to go first?
I rolled a second one just to see if I got 2 in a row. I got a 2.
Mm.
But I did
You-
get a natural 20.
You did get that bad 2 out of the way, though.
All right.
Now you just
Now you're thinking.
Oh, I still can conjure some fucking giant eagles to get us out of here.
25 to 20.
And it's funny.
Unnatural
I
20.
guess it'd be 23, yeah.
Which one of you two is going first? It's all you, buddy.
Oh shit, we all rolled high.
It's because I rolled high last time, so I get the low roll now. Yeah. Initiative.
Okay, that's not the
Yeah,
worst.
here
20 to 15.
19.
We rolled high, so we don't.
Here I thought I was gonna get to go early, and I'm like 4th now.
My initiative always stays like
I got a
higher, but
16.
never mid. It's never like a 15s, 12s. It's always like 20 or 5.
What did you roll? You're the only one that has.
I have 6 total.
That's
Oh,
how I
yeah.
roll too.
He's the one who like prepared something too.
Yeah.
And you're just so taken aback by
Well,
this.
it was
Yeah, well,
it was a prepared thing, so that'll be like.
I was about to ask him how that works for this.
Before your turn.
Which means if she's just being disgruntled, you automatically release that.
Just the
and
meteor
she
requires
instantly
sight.
turns hostile.
This tool stuck in my hand. Way to go.
Thanks, JBs.
So here's a legitimate question.
Oh, components wise?
No,
Yes. Well, that's verbal semantic.
What does the component part of the spell say? What does it require when targeting an enemy? Does it say an enemy you can see?
Raise the spell, hit us with each of turn.
Where you generate rages? Actually say on there.
Straight towards a point, 4 points you choose within 120 feet of you.
Yeah, just
Okay, so you don't need to see it.
Put me to the end of it. What do we do? Long rest before you can rage again.
Okay, long rest. Good. It's just what I want to do.
So Lily, Bear,
I think I got 1 left.
allies. Colin managed to beat somebody finally. So,
Yeah, that's true.
Korak,
Yes.
you're up first.
Alright, well, I mean.
Oh, first, your prepared action.
Sure. Oh, yeah, there you go.
You hear the sound of, on the other side of the ribcage, you hear the sound of this roaring. I have no idea how your spell works.
Is it still, so it's still just like barely like starting to stand and roaring?
Make a perception check.
Okay. 15.
15. You see as it lifts itself up to its full height, it stands about with lifting itself up on its back legs, and as it flares out its wings, you can see like the top of the head coming up over the top of the ribcage, and you can see the glowing eyes like starlight.
Sure seems menacing. All right, is anybody? so the spell's cast then because it seems menacing and nobody's within 5 feet of it, correct?
No, not that you can tell.
All right, so that's 2 meteors that get thrown at it on the casting of the spell, and this is as my 4th level because I don't have a 3rd level prepared.
Okay, so how does that work?
So I get 2 extra meteors total. Into
Okay.
my thing. So I have to roll 2 attacks for each of the meteors.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Each creature within 5 feet of the point makes a dexterity saving throw.
So do I make it for each?
For each meteor, correct.
First one's 17.
That is a pass.
Second one's a failure.
Okay, so
It's only a 13.
Creature takes 2d6 on failed or half as much on success.
So
this is for the
full damage one.
So that is 5 for the full damage.
That's really good.
Okay.
And then that is 8 for the half, so
Well, if you want more,
Okay.
just get nut harvest.
And that's all I
Might be
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Okay.
spells.
So I
and
have,
just
I have another.
Hold on, no,
so
wait, hold
you,
on. There's still one more.
You still have more meteors.
I have 6 meteors still.
Okay. So you guys standing out in front of you, you see the skeletal worm lift up its head as some of these two flaming bolts of energy come flying across, and you just see them come flying through like little meteors, slamming into the front of this creature's head. The first one catches it square in the face, the other one it kind of manages to duck out of the way, and just the flames scorch across it. Creature cries out, but yeah. So Korak, you're up first.
Alright, I'm gonna put my shield on my back, and I'm gonna run at this thing and take 2 big old swings recklessly with
Keep
this
moving up to there?
+2 longsword. Yeah.
Okay, go and make attacks.
Alright, that's not good, but that's better. 25.
25, that's a hit.
And you want me to roll damage first? You said D10
Just
for
make your second attack.
Okay.
Believe it or not,
You're
there's
not
2
gonna
little
kill
chips
it
that
on-
aren't going to kill it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna kill it on that first attack.
That's so surprising. Shit, that's 17. No, wait. It's 19.
Hit. So go ahead and roll 2d10 plus your strength modifier for each.
Yeah, the long. I'm very bad at it.
Yeah, I gave him the +2 longsword.
That one. And, I'm sorry, you said 2d10 plus 2
It's 2d10 plus 2 plus your strength.
plus my. Shit!
You're not raging. So go ahead and roll damage.
Oh god. Again. Just attack directly.
Is that 2 10s?
Yeah.
If there's zeros, it's 10s.
Shit.
Yeah, that's 2 10s. So 12 plus 3. Is it
It's because I gave that sword
15,
to
so
him.
30 points of damage.
30 damage? Wow. And I would like to rage.
You don't have any rages left.
I have 1 left.
You used it in the last encounter.
I thought I had 2 left before that.
You had 1 left last time.
Fuck.
Uh,
Well, this is trouble.
yeah, because you have 3 per day. Is it 3 or 4? Because I remember the points that you raged.
4.
4. Because you raged against the skeletons, you raged against the skulls, and you raged against the red thing outside, and you raged against the Emperor.
That's all the day.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
4 rages.
Holy shit.
So run
Okay.
up /2. They come in. The sword chips into the rib cage. You manage to actually fully break away part of one, and it cries out in anger in response. You moving anywhere else? Or you done?
Can I put my shield back on?
Nope. It's an action. It's an action to put a shield on.
Then no, I'm done.
Fenrir, you're up.
Can we turn back around and go?
No, we got our
around?
2 weakest people up first.
How much damage did you get to deal out?
30.
Are you ready to double that?
I gotta beat it.
In 1 hit.
Yeah.
10.
Oh,
Where
this
are
is-
you moving to? Where do you want to be
Jump
around
on
it?
top of Korak's
That's
head.
exactly what I was thinking.
And
5.
Do it. Athletics check.
yeah, I'll take.
Your vow should have recharged. I believe. Does it recharge?
Yes,
Of
for
course.
short or long. Yes. Channel divinity.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah, let's go ahead and cast the vow.
We're about to kill
Enmity on it.
We're gonna kill Jude Law.
She turned into a
Go ahead
blue
and
eyes
take a
white
couple
dragon.
swings.
Okay, go make 2
Couple
attacks.
cracks at her, eh? Yeah. All right,
Hit her in the lungs.
and that is 26.
It's a hit.
That's good. And bonus action, Hunter's Mark. Am I allowed to do it again, or should I not?
Well, first of all, you can't because you did your vow, and if you did that, you would have to cast it at 2nd level using your last spell.
I don't really like doing that.
The final Smell. The most delicious smell of them all.
And that is 17 points of damage. It didn't beat you.
Oh yeah, that's
You
what's
still have
going
one
on.
more. You still have one more attack.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll see what happens here. Natural 20.
All right, so this encounter's over. What's next? All right, that was
I'm
a
going to use my second to last.
So
my
Just
second
give him all your dice, basically. So 3d12.
Oh, you like doing a second level smite thing?
90 damage.
3d12.
And how many d8 then?
And so that would be, because it's undead, so that'd be
I don't know what we were worried
4, 8d8.
I don't know what we were worried about.
8d8.
Do you want
At this
So
point, I'm
that's
more worried about what that thing
4.
is you want. We're
Use
doing
one.
Oh yeah. I mean,
5. I need 3 more d8s.
Thank you.
Power of friendship.
Hey,
A form though.
I don't think I'm going to beat you.
I think if you rolled all your minimums, you'd beat me.
Alright.
Yeah. Yeah. How many dice is it?
11, I think?
Oh, it would be close.
No ones or twos on the big dice.
No, but I see a 12 in there, so it makes up for it.
Yeah. So, math is really hard, guys. Alright, so we got that.
Someone get that
Oh,
boy
I
a
know.
dice
Wait,
rolling app.
We need like a mini game to play while Fender's taking his turn.
What was the thing that?
Are you
What was the thing
are
you
you
see in WoW?
Yeah, I was
What's
gonna
that?
say.
Poggle? Peggle?
Peggle. I never played that.
Play some Peggle.
16,
I like the trivia one.
24,
Should be applied.
We should just go downstairs for a beer.
35,
That's just 24.
43, 45 up here.
45 plus 25 is
70.
70.
Plus your
70
plus
plus
your and your sword.
6. Which
76?
I believe that is correct.
That was close.
Math.
Isn't it fantastic?
Okay.
Oh, and
You
I
did
I
crit,
get to
so
roll one more to see
Roll to see if you chop anything
if I
off.
chop its head off.
That doesn't work because this creature has legendary actions.
But so
Oh no, that's Vorpal swords that have that ability. Go ahead and just roll a d20.
This is more powerful than a Vorpal sword.
Okay. So you come running up with your first slash, hitting down on its leg, and it kind of drops down. Your second slash comes up and cuts it right across the neck, almost cutting the whole way through the vertebrae. The creature recoils back in pain, and you just see its eyes just flare as it looks hurt, looks angry. Sorry, you're
So the lungs and heart that we saw are this
you
thing?
had to use your whole movement getting up to it.
The lungs and the heart that we saw are this thing, or there's something?
They're
They're its lung and its heart.
Yep.
And they're like glowing starlight too.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like starlight flowing through this whole thing, pretty much.
The eyes. You roll
Basically,
like
yeah.
an average on that one.
I just yelled, Junlar, are you in here? Can you hear me?
Make a persuasion check.
That is a 23.
23. You call out to it, and it recoils back from Fenrir, and you see that it stops. Not stops, but it looks in your direction. And it turns back and looks more fully at Fenrir Gorak.
Alright,
I would say that's probably your bonus action to do that.
Alright, I'll run back a little bit. I'm gonna throw my shield down. And I will try, where the spell this go? Okay, it's gone forever. I'm gonna try and use a hypnotic pattern on it. I'll place it in an area where they can't see it, or where it's not affecting my allies.
Okay. It automatically succeeds because it's immune to charm.
Oh, well, that's a waste.
Anything else?
I just yell out. They might. It reacted to me saying Junla. I don't know. And that's all.
Creature here, looking down at Fenrir angrily, flaps itself up into the air, and you can see the remnants of like kind of shadowy and wispy sinews kind of are in between the different bones that make up the wings, and it flaps up into the air, provoking an attack of opportunity from Korak. For make attack.
Just can't do that one recklessly.
Well, you attacked recklessly before, so it's still reckless.
Oh, fun times. That's a good thing.
20. That's a hit. Go and roll damage.
Always do that. That is 11.
Okay. You slash out with your sword, chipping into the bone, but it still flies over, still determined. Kind of perching up on this large, looks like a skull almost. It breathes out as you see fire come rolling out from its mouth. I need Fenrir, Korak, and a bear to make dexterity saving throws.
I mean, I would say fire is visible, right?
Oh yeah, no, you have advantage on it.
Hey.
I guess you get +3 from.
Yeah, you.
Oh shit!
Only you gain +3. You do not.
From his just all
His legendary presence.
Yeah, legendary presence.
Just watch them whoop up some shit on this thing. Dude, I'm pretty inspired.
Yeah, when he deals so much damage in a turn, do we all get like group inspiration from seeing?
I feel like whenever he hits something with a
I'm so
divine
inspired by you.
the light splashes out, and we just try to drink it, and it like heals us for like
What would
a
you
partial
say?
amount of the
Dexterity.
divine light. That's well,
11.
44 points of fire damage.
12.
44 points of fire damage. 22 points of fire
He
damage.
crits, and we all gain some HP back. It breathes new life into us.
So everybody still up?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Feeling quite
That's its turn. Lily.
I have something I was gonna try. Can I get within 30 feet of it?
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20.
I mean, just to the cusp of 30 feet. Oh,
Yeah, that's your cusp right there.
oh shit. I just read this spell. Actually, I'm gonna fucking do it. Or I'm gonna at least try. I'm gonna try and cast Fear on it. Which I'm pretty sure will also hit Fenrir and Korak. Now that I'm reading
Fear?
Fear.
What's the
Each creature in a 30-foot cone must succeed a wisdom saving throw.
You wouldn't be able to get it without catching those two.
Yeah. But
Desperate time.
I don't normally cast Fear.
That's gonna be immune.
That's gonna be immune.
He's gonna provoke an attack of opportunity on him.
To be fair, Fair is not quite like Dissonant Whisper. So.
Yeah, you don't actually have. You don't. That's right.
Now-
I just can't go near them.
And it's
You're
DC.
terrified of Lily.
I remember last time this happened.
Its DC is 16 now.
And
'Cause
you hear
it's-
nothing.
Wisdom saving throw and wisdom saving throw.
It's a 16 DC because it's going off Sindal's.
He's immune to fear.
That's what I fucking figured might happen.
Lily, I swear to
Everybody's
God.
terrified of Lily.
I
think it's a concentration.
It is a concentration. So if you so choose, you can immediately drop it. Because you can see that the fear does not take any effect on the
Do I
creature.
see? So I see that.
She likes the power of them being afraid of her, though.
Before I would choose to drop it, what do I see of Korak and Fenrir?
Wisdom saving throw?
14.
What was your wisdom saving throw?
6.
Oh, you
You
love
see fear. As both of you
Lily
turn,
roll
look
like a
at
dragon.
as both of you turn, and you see Lily behind you, and you see a large looming shadow of the Night Mother behind you.
And a fucking
You
skeletal
see her for
dragon
what
head
she
on my
truly
body.
is.
We both failed?
Oh yeah.
The DC was 16, but you can choose to drop it if you so choose. It only affected this.
I wouldn't do it. I would definitely keep it up.
Nah, Lily's not a total fucking idiot, so I'll drop
Just
it.
a child.
Okay.
Did I use all my movement to get up there too? Whatever is left, I'm gonna move away.
25. Okay. At
I figured it wouldn't happen when your fucking thing failed, but that was meta me, not.
At the end of your turn, it's going to use a. It's going to use a legendary action.
Create a filth song like that, I think.
What is the radius on Fairy Fire?
I took out the usurper of death. I will take you out as well.
Conqueror of Death, is that your nickname?
I will steal that nickname. They'll call me the mother.
Okay. A bear, Korak, and Fender. I need all three of you to make dexterity saving throws. As the creature takes in a breath and breathes out this purple, fiery light that attempts to land on you as it is casting fairy fire on the three of you.
Fairy fire.
Oh, fuckface.
You have +3 to your throw because you're still near Fenrir.
Bathed in his golden aura.
Korak.
24.
Success.
This time I got a 17.
Success.
The tides might be turning.
Doesn't even matter. Alright.
If we were
Lily
in a
Weiss?
life and death final
A bear.
boss battle,
How
I would
far
have
am I
kept
away
fear
from it?
running and just
You are
chased
right
him
on the edge
around
of.
the field.
You're about 20 feet diagonally from it. You'll need to move to have line of sight because of the skeleton, or because the ribcage that's in front of you.
Move me into line of sight.
That's 10 feet of your movement.
4th level banishment.
Peace.
Man.
Can you hold pen for 8 hours?
No, just a minute if it works.
Can you teleport him next to Adonis upstairs?
Yeah, he'll do a wonderful 20 damage to her.
Speaking of banishment, where the shadows?
First of all, what kind of saving throw does it need to be?
Charisma.
It rolled an 11.
No, my DC is 16.
You're saying this undead creature, lizard creature, isn't very charismatic.
Seems unlikely.
Smashing, would you like a drink?
Oh wow, yeah.
Interesting to know for the future. Creature has to be native to your plane of existence. So you watch as the skeletal form disappears.
We need to get out of here now. We cannot deal with something like this in our current condition.
I'm with you, brother. Let's go.
Where are the shackles?
I mean, Fenrir did hit it pretty hard. He almost cut its head off.
I don't think we have a lot of time to discuss this.
Hold on, we have exactly 1 minute to get out of
He
here.
has to.
Nope. When I say hold on, I'm saying it for a reason. You have a minute.
Timer.
I believe June
We
Law.
need to get out of here. We have exactly 1 minute.
Alright,
1 minute till it
fine, let's go. I
Find
say
the,
we leave.
where are the shackles?
Here's the shackles.
Can we shackle it?
Does it look like we can shackle it? It's gigantic.
No, we will not be able to. We're getting out of here. I'm turning and running. with the rest of my movement.
I'll follow.
I'm
Who's
Yeah.
turning?
Let's go.
Who's turning?
Damn it, let's go.
Korak. Zoran.
I'll follow, yeah. I'm not staying there alone.
Fenrir's like, fuck this.
Fenrir's like, I am.
Staying.
I didn't even use any legendary actions yet.
Start running.
So it ran away.
Well,
No, I banished it to another plane of existence for exactly 1 minute.
and then we ran away.
Why?
We hardcore used
Because
the
it would
flee
have murdered
option.
us.
No, I was gonna murder it.
No, it was going to murder you.
I mean, you could stay.
You guys are still running up. You guys start pulling yourselves up the rope into the next room. As the last of you get yourselves up onto that footing, you feel the spell end.
I keep running.
Well, I'm just saying that, like, the timing that it is, that as the last person pulls themselves up with the rope that's
Okay.
left behind, you just start hearing this loud roaring coming from down the chamber below you.
I use
He's running.
major image to cover up the hole and make it look like a floor.
Shoom. You see, all of you see, it looks like that the floor is holding him.
You see fire shoot out from the floor.
That's. It reacts. It's
Fucking go.
I'm sorry, but we
10 to
just
6,
need
one
to
of
come
them
up
was
with a
bound to
better
be a
plan. That we were in no position to fight something like
I
that.
agree. It reacted when I said.
Where are you guys running to? You guys are currently standing in the chamber where you fought the Emperor.
Should we run back to the library?
One by one.
If that's what we want to do.
It didn't look like there was any holes large enough in that room for whatever Junlov was turned into to get out, unless she like.
I feel like
firmly
she can
starts-
make her own hole.
I'm gonna.
Hopefully, we will be able to bide enough time for us to come up with a decent plan.
Can I sort of block them out and just try and listen past the door to see if it's coming closer?
Take a perception check.
7.
7. You can hear roaring. It would just sounds like you can kind of feel like it sounds like that there's something crashing into the walls down below.
I'm sorry, Colin. I just didn't know if anything else we could do.
I mean, it's fine. I don't understand. Like what? She responded to you calling to her, Miss Junlaw?
It looked at me for a moment, paused before it continued. I don't know if it's just because it heard me say something or. When it looked at me, like its eyes are just like flames, pretty much, right? So I couldn't really read anything in it.
No, there was no getting any kind of reading from it.
I mean, it's got the same starlight that was around her. I don't know if. I mean, it makes if this is the creature that she's in. If she's in this creature, that makes sense that it growled back to me when I sent that message. When I sent her the message.
Well, we faced this sort of situation before. Whenever that floating crystal struck you. In a sense, we faced this before, where she had no power over whatever she can possibly do, whatever she's possibly become. She might still be fighting for control over it.
Might have to defeat this thing then to get her out. I don't know.
Can we defeat that?
I mean, we've defeated pretty insurmountable odds already. Perhaps not yet, though. Perhaps we rest. I don't. It doesn't.
We certainly can't be there right now.
Yeah. Roll it to go into that again? No fucking way, but.
We can sneak back in. Hopefully, it's not paying attention. 8 hours from now, it might not be. Might calm down. It seems feral in nature. Might not be smart enough to spring a trap for us.
I don't know. What do you boys think?
It didn't seem to me that was a creature with Junlaw inside of it. Felt like she was controlling the bones of that creature.
Right. Something. I mean, she's got to be somewhere in here. Perhaps we.
Does she?
That's.
I mean, it makes sense if Zarn sent a message to her, but got a growling response.
Where are we? Are we traveling anywhere through right now, or what are we doing?
As far as I know, you guys are standing in the.
Let's
right
move,
next to the illusioned hole.
Let's move a little further, so if it is so we can't hear us talking.
Can I hear anything different? Or
Oh, I mean, it still sounds like it's
Smash
distant in the other room.
okay, but it doesn't seem like it's dissipating.
No, and actually, as you're sitting there listening to it, you see dust and dirt kind of coming through the ceiling, and sorry, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Am I near Fenrir?
It dies like impossible.
I'll say yeah.
So that's 14.
Troy.
14?
What? Gross.
So as you guys are sitting there discussing what to do, part of the ceiling collapses in on you. You duck out of the way, but you still take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. As part of the room that you're in, it collapses in, and you guys all kind of back away from it as it the roots kind of dig down further in. The root kind of falls further into the chamber that you're in, and as you guys are standing here, you still see dirt and mortar from the stones beginning to kind of fall through and come from the ceiling above you. This chamber doesn't seem fully stable.
Yeah, we should get out of this room.
That creature will continue to thrash about looking for us down there, I believe.
Yeah, and this room's coming down.
Yes, this entire...
Let's go.
Do we leave this creature down there alone, then?
I mean,
To be buried beneath us?
what options do we have?
How do we retrieve it if it is Junlov? If it buries itself?
What do you suggest, bud?
I have no suggestion.
Obear, can you do a locate object?
I am very low on magical energies right now.
Yeah, I think all of us are, yeah.
I can't even send her. I use my last
I
spell
mean,
slot
is
for
it-
that fusion.
Does anybody have an idea?
Run.
We need to
Other
go
than
back
getting
in
the
and-
hell out of
we
here.
need to go
That's
back in and
normal.
I
leave.
believe Locate Object can be cast as a ritual, but it takes 10 minutes to cast it as a ritual.
We can go to the library.
Oh, it can? It doesn't say ritual on here, but
Oh, it's not. Okay, then no. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought it could.
Either we run and get the hell out, or
I only have.
we find somewhere to rest. That's our only options.
Actually, I can cast it as a level 3 spell. I only have 2 level 3 spell slots left, and then I'm out. What do you want me to find, Korak?
Junlov.
I'm not sure if there's anything left of. Well, if that creature was Junlov.
Lily, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. There's more of the ceiling collapses in.
We should probably
Yeah,
move.
we need to move.
I failed it, but I'm gonna use my ring of
Alright,
evasion to automatically succeed.
So you take
I'll
2
do it.
points of
I'll
bludgeoning damage.
use. I'll use my locate object to see if I could sense her
Where the fuck
Clothing?
was that marked?
like I did before
There we are.
You do that.
as a 3rd level.
Back through.
Does it feel like it was in that room where we just were?
Yep.
Yeah, that creature. That creature either consumed her or she is that creature now. Or maybe she was hiding in that room somewhere, but
Well, let's
that
move.
seems unlikely.
Let's get away from it then, at least.
If only I could cast divination and ask my stag god.
Yeah. Honestly,
What we
I-
should
Okay,
do next.
so where are you guys running to? Are you guys getting up out of this
What, we
complex altogether? Or are
Does
you
it-
guys going to sit in the library? What are you guys going to
Just,
do?
I just want to move the stability right now.
As you go out and look down the hallway that you guys originally came through, this whole place looks unstable.
See, it's going to bury itself. We either. I want to go back in. I want to take it out. It's the only. It might be our last chance to save Junlov. If it buries itself, we're never getting back in here.
It might be the last thing we do.
do any of you
What
have
if
any
we get
spells that'll
buried?
put it to sleep or incapacitate it?
It's immune to the charm.
Is sleep
You can't
considered
be
a charm?
frightened either.
We have the shackles, but I don't know how to
The
attach
shackle.
them.
You knew from looking at them the creature has to be incapacitated.
You're all gonna die!
Yeah, I don't have a game.
I'm still saying let's move.
I'm a Korak.
So do we leave? What do we fight? I don't think we have any options.
What has everything we've done here been for if we just leave her in here?
We're just not in a position to fight.
But this is our only chance. She can shoot. If it buries itself in here, we're never getting her back.
Alright,
But at the same time,
fuck it, bud. Let's do it. I'm in.
Yeah,
I've changed my mind.
if that's what we choose to do, I will go.
I know it's a bad idea, but we can't just leave her here. We've done this. We took her out of the city. We're the ones that are responsible for this. We have to fix it.
I like it. Let's go.
Okay.
Before I go, can I cast Lay on Hands on myself?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm dumping it all on me.
Marching order going back in. How long does smell spend?
10 minutes.
I would say it's still active.
Sorry if I TPK us, guys.
It's only got 2 minutes left at this point.
I'm perfectly okay with it, man.
You guys were sitting out here
We just
discussing that.
need
There was
to
the whole
decide
minute
fast.
you guys
That's the only
spent.
thing.
Marching order running back in.
Same.
I'm in the far back.
Korak, are you up front now, Fenrir?
I think Fenrir and I are up
Need
front.
to
Yeah.
drink some
Korak,
potions.
Fenrir, Dolls in the back. You guys can choose to drink potions if you guys so choose.
Yeah.
Well,
Soren, closer to
considering
the
I was
front or
down
back?
to 10 hit points.
I'll be near the front.
Up Eric towards the front.
I guess.
Okay. And Lily and Colin. So,
Can I ride Collis to battle?
she's not that big.
As we move forward, because we're going down the,
Yep, you guys all hop down into it, and then you
Okay.
start going
and then we're
forward.
going to start moving forward. What I'd like to do is prepare. As soon as I see one of the first people engage, a cantrip, minor illusion, of which is not concentration, of Junlaw's, the voice of Junlaw once they start fighting and everything like that. Junlaw's mother.
You don't know what she sounds like.
Oh, I wasn't sure if we met her or not. I thought we did. All right, that's fine. Then I'll do Junlaw's father yelling out, Junlaw, it's okay to come home. Junlaw, I love you. Just constantly yelling from the back of the tunnel so it kind of echoes
Okay.
forward towards her.
So, as you guys hop down into the tunnels and you guys start charging forward, you guys get to the mouth of the tunnel. You guys get about that far in when you catch sight of the creature who's currently up at the top of the ceiling and is kind of grabbed with the claws that are in the joints of its wings, just kind of grabbing into the roots, and it's just tearing with its mouth and with its legs into the ceiling, trying to tear its way up right now. And as you come charging into the room, it whips its head back around. Hey, everybody go ahead and roll initiative again.
Oh, shit. Every time I roll off, every
My
time
initiative is not as good this time.
A natural 1.
I also got a natural 1.
I had advantage at least.
I didn't.
25 to 20.
22.
21. This paper was written in
You rolled 22?
Seemed
Same
to-
as last
just
time.
like smack it in the face.
Got a 19.
No, it was 23 before, because you rolled a natural 20.
Ah, that's right.
20 to 15.
Eager to die, I see.
17.
Poor Lune. She's just up here hearing all this nonsense up there.
or she's dead.
15 to 10. Ten to 5.
I got 5.
6.
Oh, you beat me this time. I rolled a natural 1 on initiative.
Every time I roll off of it, if I roll it and it keeps going, it falls off the book. It's always a low roll.
Korak.
Yes.
Lily. Bear. Trevor. Allies. Korak.
Better not piss it off.
Creature is currently. What did I say?
Keep going.
It's about 40 feet
Oh, jeez.
up in the air, up in the ceiling, tearing into it. What do you do?
Okay, I'm gonna get as close as I can.
What's your movement speed?
40. I'm gonna throw the silvered spear at it
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
recklessly.
Alright.
Let's try to call it. Yeah, the throwing spears.
19.
It's a hit.
That's 1d8. Is that right?
It's 1d6
1d6
because
thrown.
the versatile is what gives it the d8.
Right. Oh, I'm looking right at the. What do you know? 5 points of damage.
Okay. That's your first attack. So you run up, throw the spear into it. It chips at part of the bone and falls back to the floor over right around here, we'll say. But you still have a second attack. What do you do?
I guess I'll just throw one of my javelins.
Okay.
Recklessly. I don't know why, really, but we're doing it. Oh, that's good. 25.
It's a hit.
That's
Single d6.
Ah, it's a 6, so, 9.
Okay, your second javelin comes flying up and pierces in through the wing, and you see it pierce through some of the sinew that's in between the bones and the wing as its eyes turn fully attentive to you.
What was my plan?
Lily, you're up.
Try to kill
Are we
it
trying to kill
or
it?
something.
It wasn't to kill.
Lily,
If we're not gonna
your full movement, that's 5, 10,
It's
15,
almost like
20,
I tried to get
25.
us-
That's your full movement. What else are you doing?
Um,
I'm assuming you're moving your full movement, by the way.
Well-
You're technically still here.
move me on to the side of the room. Yeah, go right there. I don't need to run right up into the teeth of battle.
Okay.
I'm going to conjure my 2 faithful giant eagles.
The crowd goes wild.
Cranberry's my favorite. Oh, bring me them sweet, sweet deals. Cranberry killing what?
See the mist form, creating the images of Cranberry and Chippewa.
Woo!
Y'all are dumb.
What are they doing? I'm assuming flying at it and attacking it?
Yes.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Alright, we're gonna say. We'll say.
I'm just gonna put it there. That's
Cranberry and Chippewa.
okay. Go and make your attacks.
Cranberry will first attack with the beak. And. I always have 11.
Miss.
That's what I thought. Now, Talons. 10.
Misses.
Chippewa. Beak. Okay, good. Unnatural 20.
Hit.
Alright. Shit. God damn it. 4. Talons.
Oh, I missed that before.
Good.
It's supposed to be resistant to non-magical damage, so technically your spear and javelin shouldn't, but I'm not going to do it because I don't remember the math.
19.
How much damage was the first one? 4?
4.
Okay.
19 for the Talons.
That hits.
So that'll be 7.
3.
Other damage earlier, too.
The eagles flying up, clawing and scraping into the worm, but not attacking particularly effectively. Anything else?
I can't do anything else other than wait for my next majestic turn.
Albert.
I'm gonna.
Oh, just you wait.
Shit. I'll.
I'm not sure you're ready for what I'm going to do next.
I'm gonna shout at it, try to persuade her down. Jude Law, please, we're here to help you.
It has advantage because you just called her Jude Law. Make a persuasion check.
I hope he actually gives it advantage.
Also, no, actually you're fine. Make a persuasion check.
That's her dragon form is named Jude Law.
The dragon is.
Oh, that's stupid.
That's so stupid. That was a 7 on that roll.
Doesn't seem to be affected. I totally forgot about your prepared action. You start hearing the sound of, well, we'll get to that here in a second. Anything else, Albert? That's your bonus action, say.
I didn't know that. We were just coming down here to take it out.
I'll use my last 3rd level spell to cast Beacon of Hope.
What's it do?
It bestows hope and vitality in any creatures within 30 feet of me,
Okay.
that I so choose.
Beacon of
And
Hope.
they all
Cut that shit up.
get advantage on wisdom saving throws, death saving throws, and any kind of healing. They regain the maximum amount of possible hit points from said healing.
Wait,
Is there
what are you casting this on? Holy shit.
everyone around him? in 30
Everyone
feet?
around me
Okay,
is
I'm
within 30
thinking
feet.
of something else real quick. That might be a different spell.
Concentration.
Something like you can use like a bonus action to
That
heal.
might be part of the spell. I'm not positive.
Beacon of Hope. No. Oh, you know what? That is that's a thing that like paladins can cast.
Vitality. Or
yeah, the
vitality.
beacon of vitality. Yeah. Or
So wait,
so you moving at all?
all?
No. You don't get healed at all.
If someone heals you,
If someone heals you, you gain the full amount.
Oh, for any healing it says. So I guess
potions.
So potions would.
a potion
Potions
because
would
it
be affected from that
specifically says any healing. So.
Yeah. You moving?
Max or whatever.
Yeah, you don't have to roll.
I guess I'll just move
But I
a little
wonder
to
if
the
that would
right.
increase this max.
So no. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? That's your bonus action, and movement. So, it will, at the end of your turn, use a legendary action.
Actually, wait. I'm gonna drink one of my potions.
You used your bonus action to attempt to persuade her.
Oh, okay. Well,
He's going to use one of his legendary actions to attack one of your birds.
Oh, I thought he was attacking me.
It's a natural 1.
Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck yo,
Cranberry
legendary.
dodge.
Shit. Can't stop
Timber,
them
you're up.
fuel perks.
What about his prepared actions?
Hasn't gotten to her turn yet, so she hasn't really reacted in any way to it yet. Because keep in mind, all of this is happening like simultaneously.
Yeah.
So.
Did my Vow of Enmity last?
How long does it last?
Oh wait a minute.
Yeah, it faded a while ago.
Super Saiyan.
I'm gonna prepare an attack. If it continues to prove to be hostile and nothing's working from either Albert or Sindal, I'll prepare an attack and kind of stay back.
Where are you moving? Because right now you're out of javelin range at this point.
Yeah, well, what's up?
I said you can't attempt to talk to her. You know.
Well, I guess I'll join their pleas and attempts to calm if this is June.
Make a persuasion check.
Charisma.
We should do instead of trying to kill her.
It's a 15.
Okay. It, kind of looking through, you notice it in particular because you kind of have a hard time seeing through the haze of feathers and cawing eagles. I have a hard time seeing it, but you being kind of underneath, you see that it hesitates for a second, and then but it's still focused on dealing with the threats that are in front of it. Do you want to move up at all? Because as of right now, you're out of javelin throwing range, even with a prepared attack.
I'm only going to prepare attack if it comes within melee range of myself.
Okay.
For now. If it comes to my turn again and it's not, am I able to change that or no?
If it comes back around to your turn again, you just lost your first round, basically.
I lose my first attack.
Oh, I mean,
you lose. So basically,
okay.
you prepare it this round. If it comes the whole way back around and your trigger never happened, it never happened. And
Okay.
you basically just sat there waiting for your trigger to happen.
Okay.
And it didn't, so then it's your turn again.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay, I'll just do that then. Like, if it comes within melee range of me and starts attacking me, then I will use it.
It's going to use the second legendary action to attack another one of the birds. That's an 18 versus armor class with a bite.
Definitely would have hit.
Deals 19 points of piercing damage.
We'll say that's to Chippewa.
Okay.
Boy.
On the worm's turn. And breathes out. This time, not fire, but hail and ice as it comes flying out. I need both the birds and Korak to make dexterity saving throws.
I pull out the eye of Grunch. No, I'm kidding.
Alright, Cranberry. Definitely failed. Chippewa. Got a 15.
22.
Success, both failures.
By my birdies.
Well, Chippewa's definitely gonna die.
43 points of damage to the failures.
Yep, they're dead.
I thought I used to know.
It
now I
rounds
don't.
down, so
Okay.
it's 21 points of cold damage.
Just as bravely and ferociously as they appeared, they were gone. Don't cry too hard, viewers. They will be back.
They will be
back.
avenged.
Maybe.
Dropping down from the ceiling, the creature
Get away from me.
Oh boy.
Stop coming near me.
Oh boy.
Oh shit.
flies to. Let me see something here. Okay. Comes towards the shining, glowing beacon of light. Lands down in the bones in front of you, and it's just looming over you, looking down. Colin.
Speak to it, Colin. Shout its name.
Colin. Colin comes running forward. Junla, please! Please, calm down! We're only here to help you! And you see as I also forgot to do the voice thing. In coming closer towards the hallway here, with the coming closer to the sound of the voice of her father, the creature staring down at you, Albert, lifts its head back slightly, turns and looks more fully towards Colin. She has her bow out, prepared that if she does anything hostile, she's going to do her attack. But the creature just seems to have stopped and is now looking. It still looks menacing as shit, but right now it's
on the ground looking at it.
It is on the pile of bones.
Okay.
Essentially, like perched on like a rib cage, and is now like looking straight at you. Which it is not actually up in the air at this point. But Colin has a prepared attack that if it attacks again, it will.
Has it react? Did it react to the illusionary voice?
It's reacted to a multitude of voices calling out to it.
Cool.
Responding to Juma.
How far? Let me think. What I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run all the way past everybody, more towards Korak.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's your full movement.
Oh, nope, I don't want to do that.
Nope.
I couldn't count how far I could actually go.
20 puts you in the room.
Okay, 20 in the room. So I'm gonna step out into the room and go, Junla, please come home. Everything is fine now. We've completed our task.
Make a persuasion check.
Why did you roll?
3.
Okay. As you do that, its head snaps towards you. You see it begin to growl again.
This seems familiar. Then I'm going to step back.
That's your full movement?
Yeah. Would you have considered that my full action?
No, its attention is right on
It's
us.
your bonus action.
Okay, well I'm going to prepare a wand of magic missile if he comes
Into line of sight.
into line of sight. It was me hiding in the.
Okay. At the end of your turn, it's going to use a legendary action to attack Sindal, which provokes Kalen's... Or not Sindal, sorry, not Baron.
Oh man, it's back.
Provokes Kalen's prepared action. 2 hits.
That's the first time you mixed up a Baron Sindal tonight.
Wow. 11... 17 points of damage.
Oh, she's not afraid to hurt her friend.
She pulls back and fires off 2 shots quickly at the worm, but it makes its attack of opportunity, or not attack of opportunity, it's legendary action attack against the bear. Total is 18 versus armor class.
No, I survived that.
Okay, as it snaps down at you, you put your shield up and it clamps down on the shield arm and almost pulls it away from you as you manage to kind of hit it with your hammer and keep it away from you from biting it fully. Sorry.
Alright, I'm gonna step forward into the room. I'm gonna use my last spell slot to make a major image.
Okay.
The major image is an image of Junla, like in the most recent form that we knew her in.
Okay.
And I'm gonna place it in front of a dragon or the creature where it can see it. And I just yell out, "Please, Junla, we don't want to hurt you. This is who you are, remember. We don't want to have to hurt you. We don't have to. You're our friend."
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Crit.
So, as you call out, it pulling back away from a bear, turns and looks. Its eyes stop, looking at the image. And you start to see the eyes that are just kind of glowing, coming to a focus. They take, and you can see irises, pupils. And it just whips its head and it starts to thrash its head back and forth as if it's struggling with something, and you can start to see the different all along the bones just slowly cracking. You can see bits of light beginning to appear through the different bones. And it lets out a roar that booms outward. I need everybody to make dexterity saving throws.
I love making dexterity saving throws.
Even me hiding in the hole?
Not you. Everyone else. Korak, you are out of range, so you're fine.
Oh, cool.
So... Okay.
14.
I failed, but I'm gonna use my last charge to automatically succeed.
17 points of piercing damage.
Still alive.
8 points of piercing damage.
17.
8 points of piercing damage.
10.
17 points of piercing damage. And you're fine. Colin takes that as well.
I roll concentration. My illusion still.
This paper from the Civil War.
You see as it roars outward, the splinters shatter outward, pieces of bone go flying out, slamming into the walls of the chamber, going out, piercing into different, into all of you. Some of you manage to turn and kind of duck away. The rest of you, some of the shards cut in and scrape across your bodies. Korak, from across the room, you kind of close your eyes and look away as there is a flash of bright white light. And you, being out of range from it, you're able to turn and look back the soonest. And you can see where it was not skeletal any longer. Full and muscle tone, and the scales made of starlight. The same creature, but full, complete, breathing. You can see circling around it, glowing trails of clouds similar to the small nimbus that surrounded her before. You see a dozen circling around as it stops and looks at all of you. You see the whole chamber begin to shake as dirt and stone begins to fall from the ceiling. And before any of you can really react, you see it flare out its wings, fly across the room very quickly in its talons, grabs you, flies back in this direction, and all of you here in your heads get together as all of you very quickly run towards each other. She lands down and she says, everyone get a hold of one another. You all reach out and grab, and as you can see, you see the chamber from this direction slowly beginning to fall downward. As you land down, you reach out, Korak, and you grab a hold of Zarn's shoulder, and you all feel as if you were lifted up off your feet, and all of you go. There's a flash of white light, and that's where we're gonna end tonight's session.
Oh,
we're friends with the magical
holy
fucking
fucking
dragon.
That's a good one.
Whew.
I have to applaud Zarn
Shit.
for your bravery.
My heart beats at Patrick.
Man, well, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys liked it. If you did, give us a follow. We take messages on Twitch if you guys have any feedback, any response. If you guys like it, if you don't like it, send us a message. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook, and give us feedback there. Our tags and handle on that is Roll Perspective on both Twitch and Facebook. We also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/perspectivecheck, where someday we'll get caught up on all the uploaded episodes. And
someday.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. We'll see you guys next Wednesday.
Shout out to Jim. What are fucking people?